We're
Big
ready.
Okay. I'll do do an intro then. Cool. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
we've already done
to the first
so
ever and possibly
scuffed.
last episode of the Chad Champions podcast. This episode, we're going to be talking for our individual power rankings for the upcoming season of the Overwatch League. And if everything goes to plan, we might even come up with some sort of group power rankings that we all agree on. First of all, we have to say a big thank you to our sponsor for this week, AdamandEve.com. Adam and Eve offers a fantastic service for anyone hoping to spice up their sex lives, whether that's on your own or
What
with
the
a
fuck
partner.
are you doing, Sam?
Valentine's
Come on.
Day is just a week away, so surprise your
Why?
lucky someone with the gift of great sex. Their products are fantastic quality with fast delivery and discreet packaging.
no.
You can enter code CHAD for a 20% discount for the next week. That's AdamandEve.com, code CHAD.
Don't do that. You can't do
Just
that. It's not a thing.
Is it illegal
Don't
to make
try
a
it.
fake advert? I think that's fine.
I don't know. We're about to
Well.
find out. Have you got an email?
That was
Does
Zen's
that,
check your
idea.
email.
like, do you get special like friend discounts on
Yeah,
that
that's
time
it.
or?
Yeah. Code
Yeah,
CHAD, as I said, 20% off.
sound.
Okay, right. Is it time then?
Jesus
I pull up
Christ.
the fucking... pull up the...
Go on, speak some. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm pulling up the rankings on stream. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was our sponsor?
What do you mean,
Oh
Adam
my
and Eve?
God.
I don't even
AdamandEve.com.
from them in the UK, but I do know they're sponsored
Probably.
a bunch of people in the
Oh.
US now, so you know.
You're not wrong.
That's brilliant. Shout out to them. Shout out. What a
Shout
big.
out to AdamandEve.com.
Shut up,
code
Gulshan.
CHAD, 20%.
Shut up, man. What are you on about?
Wait,
What's going on?
the ideal time.
Alright. Can we talk about Overwatch instead of fucking sex toys, man? What's going on?
Yeah,
What's going
please.
On? Like, what's going on? Like, tell me.
Okay.
Meta? What's the meta in sex? Like, let's be honest.
Where do we start? Okay, so we both got the same.
We start from the bottom.
Do we start from the bottom or the
Let's start
top?
from the bottom.
Okay, start from the bottom. Okay, fine. Right, we all
We
agree
got both.
Boston's
Boston, lol.
Boston stonks
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
Not much point discussing Boston.
indeed.
Well,
Is there much more we have to say about Boston
Yeah,
other than just?
the person I'd be most
That's what
excited
we're-
about for Boston would actually be Mufen, and he's a two-way player.
Really?
He won't play.
what about all of the talk on Myungbong, the flexible? Everyone's saying he's pretty nuts. Do you think he?
But is flex support even a carry right now?
That's the thing.
I think DPS
Can we-
is gonna be so much more important with hero pulls that. Don't know.
Colour X is okay. He's not.
Sure.
He's had
Yeah,
his
Norris
moment.
Fusions.
But
Yeah,
I
I
he's
suppose
alright
everyone
as
has
well.
their moment. Fusion's a Reinhardt one trick.
Yeah.
So
Axioms. is gonna be-
I think Munchkin, to be on this roster, is a really big weird champ. To be honest, like, what's he doing on this roster? Is he fit?
Don't even
I mean-
remember him playing anything other than Tracer.
Well, he played a bit of Zarya and Goats. That was about it.
That'll be really useful.
But everyone was really hyped on Jerry when he got signed, but like
Yeah, but
everyone's
then
kind of
the stonks have just been going down ever since. Apparently,
fucking steadily decreasing constantly.
Avast was saying from the scrim box that Jerry's not as good, isn't performing as well. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
but
just
he's
boom,
wholesome though, come on.
them. Yeah, he is wholesome. He like the snow or something. They're going for those Toronto points. That's great.
Oh
Dennis
my god.
Hardcore Award doesn't actually win you anything, Jerry.
Yeah, like I don't see him coming above 20th. No, that's not being. I don't think that's being harsh at all.
If only
I
they
think
had
that's just being
Blazen,
honest.
You know? That would have made the difference.
Wait, Blasting Doubtless?
Blaze has gone to Outlaws, yes.
You sure?
He has.
New release.
So glad that we finally got to see that on stream. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Described.
How many games do you think they'll win though?
What,
If any.
Boston.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
Boston.
We can easily say which teams are they beaten.
There you go. What's their schedule? Oh, can I get their
Find
schedule?
pull up the schedule. Pull it up. Pull up.
Where's the easiest place to look at it? They're not on Wikipedia.
It is on there. It is on there.
I thought so too.
I remember seeing it on.
Not played matches.
It's on the upcoming matches on the right.
Oh,
On the right of the screen.
I was missed. I'm blind. Matches on the right of the screen.
Where are you? Go
okay,
back
I
onto
see, I
the
see, I see.
scroll down.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean that
Yeah,
opening
yeah,
weekend is like New York.
Do you see them being Houston?
that, honestly, I think out of the first matches they have in a long, like for a while, that's their best bet at winning something. But
Yeah, literally.
Mhm.
They definitely lose
think-
to NYXL. They definitely lose to Philly. But
I mean,
us,
here's a different way of looking at it. Which other teams do they like possibly beat ever?
hmm.
Because they're playing everyone
Well-
at least once, right? They basically possibly get a win against Houston and Paris,
Paris.
and you guys think Valiant.
I think
Probably
Houston
Valiant.
early
Yeah, but it
on
would-
in the season.
It's impossible to tell.
What are the division? Which division they're in? They're in Atlantic, right? So that means they mostly play the bad teams. So maybe they do get a win. I don't know. But I don't think it matters.
Mm.
The Boston 20th.
I think I'm
What do we
more
think about
confident other
Valiant?
teams getting a win more. So.
I mean, maybe they come across Hero Pools gives them a good meta and
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
are there, but
Maybe Tracer comes back and then Munchkin just pops the fuck off.
That's the
Maybe
thing, you
that.
say
Yeah,
meta
that's-
gives the fucking Hero Pools gives them a good meta, but I just don't even know
I
what
can't
the good
remember-
meta for them would be.
Someone said on stream that Tracer's actually kind of strong, like with hero pools.
It was on Plat Chat they were saying that she's just been creeping up for a while, sort of
Yeah.
like Siva has, but her meta's not allowed it to. Which is
Why are we talking about a Tracer meta? That's so weird.
It's not, yeah, it's just not really. Okay,
No.
moving on then.
Should we
think-
Valiant?
Yeah, see,
Do you
you've
think-
all got Valiant at 19th.
The thing is,
Yes.
obviously, Valiant seemed like the second weakest team for a long while, and
Mhm.
then a couple of days ago, everyone's
Oh,
saying they're popping off in scrims, and so it's kind of like, what do we think of their roster?
Well, no,
Is
here's
the
the only here's
question.
The thing, though. They didn't say they're popping off in scrims because it was the people that said it
They're
were
doing
Shocker
well.
and Atlanta, and I don't believe that they're beating Shocker or Atlanta. Right?
What do you think they're just quite
Mm.
good?
So like they're just it's just those teams interpreting that they weren't as trash as they expected. There's no way they're
Hmm.
beating those teams. I don't know.
Oh, it's a hard roster to place.
And also, like, how
But
much-
you've also
oh,
got to consider that they're probably going to be the worst team in the Pacific region.
yeah, that's the thing. They're also in the hard region.
Mm.
Putting value in scrim books is a bit difficult. I mean,
The scrim box.
what was Hangzhou supposed? Hangzhou had mad rumors. Prior to
Hangzhou-
last season.
was like the strongest team in the league last season. That's what everyone was saying.
Yeah, and then
But they were playing dive, and then Goats came in with a thing, and then
Rose.
they kind of stonks down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be saying that a lot.
yeah, we probably need to talk about stonks less already, but
Yeah.
so, yeah, I've just got them.
What-
I only put them up above Houston and Paris, which I don't think is outrageous. I mean, I've got Houston
'Cause of the
way lower than
stonks.
rest of you, but I just think that
Did you do that because of Scrimbox? Yeah. Is that
No, I just don't see how this team. This Houston team on paper, I think. Has
you
got-
think the Houston team is worse than the Valiant team? Is that what you're saying?
I think that the Houston team got worse as a team.
think?
Than it did last year. Yeah,
I think. like,
yeah.
I think as a team.
carry
they-
on, lads,
they
sorry.
Almost purely worked
Carry
on
on,
like
bullshit.
being able to work as a team and pull off crazy weird shit that shouldn't have worked, but they were able to do it because they worked together, like, had synergy, and they've just lost.
I think they're going to miss Drake.
Yeah.
I think they're going to miss his leadership a lot more.
And it's just like, I mean, we're going to probably end up talking about, like, later on about higher teams having potential collapses. I see Houston potentially collapsing.
seem. I guess. What?
Like, if
It's
their
a hard
Korean-
team to think about.
If their
They've-
Korean and Western sides just fall apart, and they
Who do you
start
see them
going-
playing as their main six roster? That's the thing. Do you think they have the Korean core with Repel, Mecha, and Jesuke?
I think they end up at least playing 3 Koreans in every match, right? Possibly 4.
So you have to
I
play
think-
Muma. You have to because
You
you're
have
the
to,
main
yeah.
tank.
It's
And then Muma's a weird one because stats wise he's been doing kind of well for a while, but that's mainly probably down to his play style as opposed to him actually being a top 10 off tank, a top 10 main tank, or maybe he's just about top 10. But
I don't really rate Mecha that highly, to be honest. I think he was just really good because he was on NYXL. Yeah, he popped off quite a bit, but like, I don't know. I feel like there are better main off tanks.
let me get the fucking talking about it randomly. Let me get their team up.
Mhm.
So they're probably going to end up playing. So they have to play Muma.
They have to play Muma.
Meko. I
Prob-
can't see them
just-
playing anyone other than Meko.
Let's just go off the assumption that they're going to be playing the Korean core. So they're going to have Jesuke, Meko, Repel.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, so there's 3 Koreans playing at least every game, pretty much.
yeah.
And then
So
Yeah.
then you have Muma. And then what are you missing? You're missing...
You have to
DPS.
play Rorkus,
DPS,
right?
yeah.
Oh wait, no, you
Hy-
don't play Rorkus.
No, Repel.
Yeah, you play Repel. My bad.
Yeah,
Their
you...
their backline's entirely Korean. Then they have a Korean off tank. And their DPS
And-
are
and me-
always going to be.
They're always going to be American.
Yeah, American.
They're gonna
Dante
have
in
some
hydration.
weird-
Western.
Yeah,
Maybe,
Dante.
yeah.
Yeah, but then
Maybe Linkster as well.
hydration has been rumored to be possibly becoming an off tank. But then what's the point if you've got Meko?
Yeah.
Unless
And then you
Hydration
have still
becomes-
have Spree on the roster.
Unless like hydration.
Like,
becomes,
what's
like,
Spree
a
doing on this
ball
roster?
trick.
Yeah.
I mean, Spree
I mean-
still plays Zarya, right? That's what they got him for originally.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hydration has always been good at Roadhog. So, like,
Yeah.
maybe...
Echo
They
is
play
like
on, like, a
top
niche
bad,
map.
though.
Well, so-
Blaze's Roadhog was good as well, wasn't it?
well, yeah, I don't know why they picked up both Hydration and Blase, because they're basically the same player, let's be honest.
I don't really. Unless
I think
Hydration's
Hy-
done, like a ball one trick. Then
Yeah,
fine.
I think
Still
Hydration's
weak.
just Hydration's just Blase, but a tiny bit better. That's what I think of, like,
Yeah, possibly.
them too.
Yeah, but
so
Blaze's
what-
got the accent on his E this year. It's gonna pull-
True. Any trues in chat? I want to see some trues in chat. But, so Boink's never going to get playtime,
No.
I don't think.
No,
In-
boy,
in-
Raucus
in-
probably won't.
He won't know.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. 'cause,
It's
like,
all
people,
a question of the DPS.
people have been talking about like subbing in like your B team essentially when you want to give your team an off week. But if you're like a Houston
Yeah.
Outlaws, do you sub in your
Could've
B team
travelled.
against like San Fran? You just give up on your hard matches instead of because like Houston isn't going to have any easy games. Like they can't sub in their.
What's
B
their
team.
schedule? Who are they playing?
I mean,
Florida, Washington, Boston.
they don't
So
have
it's
the
kind of
hardest
like...
games. I'm just saying they have to try
It's
every
not-
game. Exactly. Like if they sub in their absolute worst possible team against Boston, I see them losing that.
Yeah.
If Boston's having a good day. So like instead you just have
So-
like, do you have your off games where you don't really try when you just know you can't win? But like how demoralizing is that?
It's a difficult team, I think. It could go extremely... I think most of the teams this season have the trope of just... It could go extremely well, and they could like pop off, or it could just all collapse, because of the amount of moves and shit they've made, each team this season. So all the cores have like been diminished, of like
Yeah.
except for like San Fran, I guess.
It's basically how much synergy they've been able to build up in the off period. Don't know.
Mhm.
The other thing that I forgot to mention with Boston is Boston has the least time off between matches of any team, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, they like if you count the amount of time like where other teams have off between their next match, Boston has the least,
Yeah.
and they're the weakest team probably.
Also, something that we probably, I don't think we know too much. Well, we could know much about it if we did the research, but like all the travel time. Because is it Washington have like the
Washington
least by far? Like they don't
Yeah,
they- something like they don't move out of North America. Or something like
yeah. There's several weeks where they don't do any traveling in a row. Washington has a great schedule.
So who do we see the Houston Outlaws playing as the main six? Like the strongest six. Who are the strongest six?
The 3 Koreans add
Muma, because you have
Muma.
to.
and then basically I suppose
Dante.
I see Dante,
Dante and Hydration,
or Blase,
or do you?
or Linkster.
it's meta dependent, I think, for the DPS,
and
and I think we're going to be saying that for a lot of teams.
Well, let's say, should we go off the assumption it's going to be Mei Hanzo?
oh, for the first 6 weeks, but once Hero Pools comes in, then it's meta dependent as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if it's Mei Hanzo, I think that might be okay because they just play Links on the Hanzo,
I was gonna say you play
And
Blase
then-
there, right?
Hydration on the
Mhm.
Mei, maybe.
Or Blase.
I think Hydration's quite good, mate.
Dante, it actually
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I still just
So
think-
you think this team is worse than the Valiant? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
I think Linkser gets bodied like KSP. In that matchup, I think or KSF would be playing the Hanzo, right?
Yeah, 'cause he's moved to the
yeah.
projectile.
Flex roll. I think their DPS absolutely bodies Houston's DPS.
I think
Every match
the
you-
only redeeming factor about this Valiant roster is the DPS line.
Sure.
I think everything else is kind of like Pepega. Like, to be honest.
Yeah, but I don't know if like
Let's have a look at the Valiant team. They've got KSF, they've got KSP, they've got Shax, and they've got Apply as their 4 DPS. Apply is kind of going to be the bench player, I
I was
guess.
about to say that like one of the only metas I can see Houston doing way better is like if we end up in like a Sombra meta because of Dante and whatnot. But then Shax was a good
Oh,
sniper
yeah.
anyway, wasn't he?
hmm
Valiant's fine there as well.
If it's a double sniper meta, I think Valiant are going to do well.
Yeah,
Valiant
Houston
do
will
the
struggle.
same Double sniper. Houston will probably not do as well. No, I just think that like their tank line just has to be fine, and their back line just has to be fine. And I think like the majority of 2-2-2 with constant adaptation and whatnot of hero pools is just going to rely on DPS being carry you. And as long as no one else
Yeah.
falls apart, I think you'll be fine.
Well, that's the
And
Houston.
then it like also
Outlaws.
depends how much you believe in the idea of like contenders players coming in and actually having drive to succeed versus Houston, which have been a majority benched players / players that have been performing poorly for a while.
Yeah.
If you believe in like these people have been given
It's
their
a gamble.
chance and they're coming into it with more drive, then Valiant stonks up. But who knows? Then also though they changed their colours to blue, so that does put them down a bit.
Stonks down. I don't. They had like weird champ colors before, but they made them worse. It's hard to do.
Colours.
True.
They didn't share them.
Sweden.
It's
Team
like,
Sweden.
We see there's already a fair few amount of blue teams. We want to get in on that.
All right.
I think
So-
it moves on to 18th,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And we've all put down Paris. So
We've all
18
put
is
at 18.
Paris. We have.
yes,
all-
we have.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do we think of
Which-
Paris? I think the reason I put them so low is because let me get the page up. Obviously, they've got their 2 star Korean players coming in from
Mhm.
contenders, Sparkle and Hambin.
Yeah, but
But
comes in 2
Hambin
weeks.
comes in after 2 weeks, and then Sparkle is out for 3 stages, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Right?
no stages, but the equivalent of He comes in
Well,
for
yeah.
the last 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It's not enough to do anything.
Other than that, yeah. So Sparkle's, I don't know. Sparkle's just out of the question. I think out of the discussion. The current roster. Who do they have? They have the French core. So they have Soon, Nico, Ben Best, Hip, and FD God, who they've just recently picked up. Until Hambin becomes of age, they have Smex as their off tank. They have No Smite as their No Smite and Ben Best are their 2 main tanks.
Ben Best is playing? What are you talking about?
No.
You're telling me
I think-
that their French core is just for publicity and they're not going to be playing? Nanny.
Word champ. I think they have the worst tank line in the whole league. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
To argue.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Jimmy's mic's a bit laggy.
It is,
Yeah.
but I'm enjoying it.
It's-
Bits
Megatron-
of the title.
Megatron returns.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I mean, Boston could be worse, tank line wise, on a bad day in a bad meta.
Well, who do Boston have? Fusions and
It'll be
Bruceson. Bruceson? I mean, I don't see like. Oh,
they're not good.
I don't see that
but
going
they
miles.
might not be as bad. I don't know. I just don't have any faith in the Paris squad to do anything.
No.
until they get
I don't
Sparkle,
think
and it's
they
just
have-
okay.
I don't think they have enough star talent on their team.
even Sparkle, 1-star DPS doesn't make the team win.
Well, they have Z as well,
I've
who's pretty nuts.
I just
So-
to put it in perspective. Say they win say they're like the equivalent of their last stage. They start doing incredible. Like
Mhm.
Florida had a 4-3 stage at the end of last year, right? That was their good stage, and they still
Yeah.
finished. Was it 19th or 18th last year? Like it didn't matter.
I think
their
that
overall
Florida
season.
finished 20th last season, didn't
Okay,
they?
right, there you go. So I can't remember. I've blocked it out of my mind. So yeah,
Yeah.
just didn't-
Season
like,
2's gone. Season 2 is dead, chat.
After 3 stages of doing shite, they had a good stage. and it just didn't matter to their overall rankings at all. It's just far too late.
Mhm.
I can see that exactly.
I think
what happened to Paris.
this year is just going to be a year to find their identity. I think that's what this year is going to be for
It's
Paris.
building
I
blocks.
don't think they're not. Yeah, they're doing a shock basically. They're investing in young players, and then hopefully they can carry. So what they need to do is just kind of survive, like stay afloat until Sparkle comes in, and then hope that Z and Sparkle pop off together. I think that's the only way forward.
Hold up. So as we're doing this, I'll go through and start making our own rankings. So we all agree Boston's at the bottom,
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
and then we've
Second.
got. I mean, we've got in 17th. We all agree Paris is there, so we just skipped the one in the middle. Hold up.
Yeah.
And then
Do we have a discussion about?
I
Do you
would like
think-
to move Valiant up at least from 19? But if all of you are certain they're still that bad, then I'll consider.
What if we move Paris down one, and then put Valiant above Paris?
Well, I've got Valiant above Paris, but I also have them above Houston. You can move Paris down and then put Valiant and then put. We can
But
that
do we
way.
think Paris are going to come? I think Paris are going to come second to last. I don't think they're going to have very many wins. To be
Yeah,
honest,
maybe me having them
I'm fine.
I mean their flex supports is another big hole. They have Hip and Gray, who didn't perform great last season. Either of them.
Yeah, maybe me having.
Great
Houston below
played
Paris.
alright on Anna.
Yeah, but is Anna going to be met yet? Anytime soon? No,
Haven't
I
had
don't think
Anna
so.
Meta since the start of
FD God did play well. FD God did play well,
Oh, I completely forgot they had FD God.
though. To be fair,
Play well on what?
he played well in the World Cup.
Oh, World Cup. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Mex
but-
played well in World Cup.
It's true.
Mex stonks.
he's gonna be subbed out in the first 2 weeks.
I mean, I do have a
Why-
teddy bear in the lounge right now called Smack.
True.
Oh. Okay, well,
Oh.
to Jimmy.
I feel so bad for Smex because he's just there, just for those first 2 weeks when they just need him to fill, and then I don't think he ever sees playtime again over
I'm
Ham.
saying, didn't that happen in season 2 or season 1? I want to say, but I can't remember who it was. Some team had someone to bring in like after a few weeks.
With
but they
Sinatra.
Yeah,
No.
Sinatra. I don't know. They just continue to do like.
It was Baby Bears.
Is there a world where
think it
Paris just does well in these first 2 weeks somehow, and then the team's like, "Sorry, Handin."
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. either.
Hambin's nuts. Compared to, I would never. If the team does well, I think they just sub in Hambin to see,
And they get
and
better, probably.
maybe to get better. That's what.
Well, the problem is this first week is a write-off for them anyway, right?
Hmm.
It's like their first matches are against Toronto, which might be close. That's
I don't
their only
know.
That's their only match in week 1, and then they don't play again
No,
until week 3.
They play in London.
Oh my. Yeah, no, they are playing London. Jimmy's right. Which again, I think is they're one-sided.
Mm.
Then they play against Washington in week 3, and London in week 3 again. So they play London like pretty much twice in a row.
Twice, yeah.
All right, yeah. So I'm okay with putting them 19th.
I just like their opening week is kind of already done. So maybe they win with.
I like how we all agreed that Paris was 18th, but we still moved them down to
And
19th.
we've somehow convinced
Oh
ourselves
my
to move
God.
them down. Yeah, no,
It's you talking all this Ellie Valiant nonsense. Like,
dude, I'm gonna custom your shit. Stonks up.
oh no. Oh,
Hey,
Uh,
the cluster of the group.
moving
Well,
on to 17th then, isn't it? So,
17th is what?
so yeah.
Where do we go from here then?
Where's
This is where it starts to die.
So where's everyone put Houston?
So I have Houston in 19.
Yeah, you have them in 19th. I have them in 17th.
I've got them 14th.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
Gulshan's Houston
Gulshan's.
is-
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it's a bit higher than
Is your- is
usual.
your
I
checking,
thought you know.
is your
You're
checking
putting the
male?
stonks in the Korean players.
Like, oh my God.
Of course, yeah. Yes, it's quite high up there, but yeah,
I think
just
Houston are definitely beating consistently Toronto, Florida, Dallas, and Valiant. Sure.
I'll be honest with you, it was just one of them meanie and LSU where I can slip them into the rankings and.
You're trying to stonk them up. You're cooking them up like a hot pot, man.
Of
What are you doing?
course, sometimes. Hey, listen. Sometimes you got to believe in, as a former team that you used to support. Sometimes you got to believe, and
Former.
obviously, though, yeah, of course, former. Due to all the stuff that happened, but no one cares about that anymore. But yeah, you got to believe, and I don't know. Houston could do the upset, but yeah, they could do. You don't know.
Your Houston stonks are way too high, my friend. What's going
I
on?
think they are.
What do you think, Jimmy?
I feel like there's a bit more. I feel like it's more tiered than power rankings.
Mhm.
With a
Sure,
lot of these
sure,
teams. So, like I could see, for example, Houston, London, Florida, they could all do well. I can see that happening. But then again, they can all just sort of be very meh, and there's no real way to see until we actually see them play. So
Yeah, they all have huge shit the med potential. Or,
Yeah.
but
So, who we put in 17th?
I'm fine with Houston. I think that if
think,
people
yeah.
wanted to,
Yeah, if you're fine with Houston, go for it. But I still believe.
Houston
in
then
those Spurs.
Valiant we could do, or Valiant then Houston. I think was probably.
yeah,
Oh my God! It's happening. It's the Custer uprising. Valiant are slowly creeping up again.
No. We're walking.
They are. I'm okay with that.
Fuck it, Pome first.
I mean, I've got Houston low, and then
Mhm.
Jimmy and Gully have Houston high. I'm ignoring Gulshan.
Quite a bit. What the fuck?
I have
I've
them
got Houston
15th.
quite low.
Capital D colon there.
Yeah, Alex has
It's
then
not-
got Houston at exactly 17th. So I think if we take an average and take Gulshan away, we actually end up perfectly at 17.
True. So I'm the big bro.
Normally,
I'm the big
yeah,
brain.
yeah.
I'm just the big brain.
So-
That's what I am.
So we have them at 17th and Valiant at 18th. Then.
That's what I've got. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I can see those two switching around for sure, but
Mhm.
I think that's roughly.
And this is where it just goes off the fucking
goes to
chart.
shit. Right, so
Like we've all got different things for the
okay,
rest
so
of
at
the whole thing.
16th, I have Toronto. Gully
I've got
has
Florida.
But Gully has Toronto only one higher than Florida.
Wait,
Yeah,
you have
so-
you have Toronto 16th, Sam?
Yeah.
I've got them one higher.
Your
Toronto,
stonks are way too low on him.
It's not
On
that
that
I think
team.
Toronto's even that bad. I just talked myself into all the teams above them being slightly better,
Stop.
I think.
Oh no.
Or just having
What-
more potential to be better than they definitely will be. Anyway, and
I
then
think-
Jimmy's got London, and then Alex, you've got Washington there, which I low.
Yeah. Listen. Washington is just. Should we talk about Washington and why I put them down there? I
Yeah.
think
Go for it.
The rest of us aren't
Washington.
coming to Washington for a while.
I know. I feel like Washington is just a mishmash of there's talent, there's mishmash together. They have it's just a big weird champ team. I feel like it's just strange. It's just a weird team.
I'm a bit concerned for their tank.
Yeah, they have Elevo and Losish. Right.
Yeah, but apparently that's not what they're playing. They're playing Raw
Yeah.
and Elevo.
Exactly. Where is that synergy? What is that?
Well-
Right. They have Tuba, who's current contenders player. Right. They have Engod. Like, do I need to say more? They have
Hopefully,
Arc,
Aim God,
who's-
might be able to do something.
I feel like
instead of just
Arc's quite
kick
solid.
off.
I think
Arc's
Raw's
a
quite
reliable character.
Yeah. Raw's quite solid on main tank as well. And obviously they have Corey, who's nuts, and they have Stratus, who's I'd say he's just good. I
Stratus
think
is fine.
he's just above middle tier, I think. So I looked at this roster and I just couldn't see him coming that high. I had to put him in 16th.
For me, they're around the same as Houston in the sense that they can, like they've got they'll have weird synergies throughout the team.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like an alternative Houston in the sense that they've got a mixed tank line, which is going to be weird. They've got a Korean support where they can communicate. Well, I suppose they'll be communicating mainly in English.
Yeah.
I don't know what Houston going to be doing, but
Yeah, this is
So
what-
you guys
again,
have them-
Again, we're just back to massive questions of in that department.
This is what all leads to. Just what is Houston doing?
Was John
Can we rename the episode to All Roads Lead to Houston?
All roads lead to
Oh,
Houston.
please.
That's what
Petition to change the episode.
There we go.
I'll do it.
Was John Galt the ex-assistant coach for San Fran?
I
No,
think so.
He's their new head coach.
Don't know.
Who I believe in so much more than Wizard Hyung.
Really?
Yes, Wizard Hyung was, I think it's pretty fair to say Wizard Hyung was overrated. Massively.
He's what you're saying about Mecco. He looks good because he was on NYXL.
Yeah. I wonder what
I
other
still
players
think
like
Mecco's
that.
a good player.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's definitely.
I'm gonna
good
stop
here.
talking about the fucking Houston Outlaws.
Stop talking about the Outlaws, please.
Houston,
We've-
bro, you can't help it.
We've done the Outlaws. They're done.
I mean, you're talking about synergy and whatnot between like Raw and Elevo, but I trust Raw quite a lot.
Do you? He was kind of inconsistent on Gladiators for me.
Dude, where did Gladiators finish last year?
I think Raw was the weakest
I
part
think-
of the Gladiators.
I think
though.
Gladiators were quite
Top 10,
high.
Was it?
They were top 10 for sure.
Oh, sorry, no, Void was because
Yeah,
Void is trash. Remember,
Void
lads,
is
we
trash,
No.
cannot
yeah.
play any hit.
No.
Did say that.
Blame Johnny Bush.
Honestly, I think Raw
Hmm.
will be fine on this team, and if Elevo just has to perform decently, like it's another team for me where like they're kind of a Valiant. If you had a
Yeah.
better division and a much better.
I think this season everything outside of like the top 10 are just question mark. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Everyone below the Gladiators. I think we've got. Have we got all the same bottom 10 teams, just
think so.
in different orders?
I'll have to check in
Probably.
a second. So, okay, just to clarify though, Washington is. Let's say Washington is LA Valiant, but then they're in Atlantic instead of Pacific, and they don't travel anywhere. That puts them way higher for me. That's got to move them above 16.
Maybe, yeah.
I know
What's
you're
going on
talking about, hold on, you're talking about tank line synergy, and the other person, one of the other teams to debate playing here is Toronto. Beast
Oh
Halo,
yeah,
bro.
shit. I talked myself into fucking Toronto, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I just think I actually like what Toronto's done as an organisation.
Yeah.
I think it's great, but I think
They're way too, yeah.
wise,
Hmm.
In my rankings, I've put Toronto. I've put them as. I think they're consistent. They'll be a consistent. But in my rankings, I put them performing at their best, as in Beast Halo actually
Yeah.
performs.
That's
Because
what I
I
was
think-
going off the impression of as well,
I think-
to be honest.
Kareev and Kellex are an incredibly solid support line.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of them.
Sure for. Again, you can't really say too much bad about him, and then whatever
Mhm. Agility
other
is.
player they play,
just kind of
Agilities
solid.
or Mangachu or whatever.
I think Mangachu's a
Mangachu
two-way
won't
player,
be-
isn't
yeah,
he?
Mangachu won't be playing.
Logics or whatever. Like depend.
Mhm.
Like I think Shaw was a lock, and then
Yeah.
never. If you assume what everyone's saying,
Sigma God, but
He'll
Sigma
be-
just falls out of meta as soon as he gets signed. He gets off the bench and Sigma just comes
Well, he was also
beasting out of the meta.
He's supposed to be insane diva as well, though, right?
Oh yeah. So
I think.
so it is all dependent on Beast, but
Their DPS have no holes. Like they'll be fine. But this is what, I
Yeah.
agree with you
Yeah.
consistently. Sort of consistency.
yeah, they have good veteran talent. Is what I like. I think it's just a
That's
big
true.
veteran team. Got
I like-
Logics, Kareev, Agilities, Surefour, Kellex, Nevix, right? And then I think if with all those like veteran players, I think Beast might be okay because it's all about the environment. It depends on how he performs. It all depends on Beast. Whether this team is 20th
And-
or
and because they're
15th.
all like because they're trying to make because like I don't know if I can't remember which podcast it was. I think it might have been
Bullshit, is that you
Tactical
blowing into your
Crouch?
microphone?
Yeah.
Seriously.
who's
me. Sorry.
Who, me?
someone's raining.
Well,
Someone's,
no,
got a fan on.
definitely not me.
I
Definitely
think so.
not me.
Is it raining? Someone?
Anyway, sorry, go on.
I think it was Tactical Crouch where they had the Toronto assistant coach on, and he was saying that their number one thing was like building a team environment, like
Yeah.
where they're all friends.
Go on.
And I think it goes it goes quite quite a long way when if you're playing with people that you like. I mean, I can talk from personal
Oh, yeah,
experience. If
definitely.
you're having a bad time with certain people, then you don't really play as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm.
Somehow we've ended up in a place where we're talking about number 16 being Toronto or Washington. But is there any other teams you'd like there? I mean, who's put
No, I was defending saying that Toronto should be higher up than.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gully's put Dallas at 17th, by the way. We overlooked.
I have put that.
First, not biased, but I'm sat in my Dallas jersey, and what the hell, Gulshan?
Sam's
They're
offended.
just not going to
Gulshan.
perform.
What do
That's
you-
it. That's
Gulshan-
all I'm going to say. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
You need to say more than that.
That's all I'm going to say.
Beaver
My wise word.
is not played, then
Notes their weakness.
they will do a lot worse.
Are we about to talk about Dallas? Yeah. Is that what we're
I
leading
think-
into?
We've just somehow though we need to decide on what goes in 16th. Or we need to decide on like a block of 3 teams at once. I think.
Oh shit.
But like,
Well, how about-
really-
So, where has everyone put Toronto?
So I have Toronto the lowest.
12.
Gulshan has them only.
I have
one higher than
Toronto one higher.
Jimmy's is
Samuel.
really. Jimmy's is 12th.
Jimmy's
yours
is
13th.
12th. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
If we average that out between the two of us, we're ending up Toronto being about 15th, one higher than we're talking about now.
So just lock in Toronto at 15th then. Let's put them in there
Okay, we can.
Um,
for now. For now.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah, I'm
we're not
happy with that
Papega
for
fucking
now.
chat. We're not Plat chat. We're not using a Sharpie on a whiteboard. So we can actually
Sure,
edit
sure.
this.
16th then leaves us to us discussing. Well, I mean, Gulshan. wants
We've all
Dallas
said,
there, but
No, Dallas is a no-go.
except
That's
for
not
Gulshan, that Sam, that Florida Mayhem.
sorry, what? Florida Mayhem is something. Hang on.
They're lower than
low-
Toronto.
Oh right. Hmm.
Yeah, I've got them 16th. So
Oh,
I have them
talked myself-
14th.
I talked myself into Florida though.
The thing is, I think Florida and London are very much in the same boat. They've got a entire Korean roster, come fresh out contenders. It could be top 10. They could be 20th.
yeah, it's like make or break in it for both of those
There's
teams.
there's
so-
no way we can like. It's
Knowing,
hard
yeah.
to rate those teams.
Which is why I think both of those teams should be below.
I'm actually okay with that.
So how about we go Houston 17th, Florida 16th, London
Toronto and then
15th,
London above them.
or move Toronto above London. But I think London has such a high chance of being better than Toronto.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I-
thinking.
I
So
think
should we
London might be the
should we just
underdogs.
chuck London 14th, and then 16th we'll put Florida.
It's Florida.
Yeah. So I've got 15th Toronto, and then
14th, I think we're all agreeing
14th
on
we're saying
London.
We
We're
haven't
saying
discussed
London.
Or do we want to put them higher?
What's the alternative?
Do we-
Is the question. What else?
So
would
we
be there?
have Chengdu, Dallas.
If I just type London Defiant.
Hold on, we haven't even put Washington down.
No. I know. We've somehow just talked ourselves into the Washington, Dallas, and everyone. Just stonks have gone way up.
we the true thing we have to come out of this podcast is that we love all the Overwatch League teams
Except for Houston.
except for Houston.
Yeah.
Fuck Houston. and probably Boston.
Boomer can go. Oh, we got cancelled.
Oh no, you can't. No. God damn it.
Okay, yeah. Hold up. Sorry, Fuel has to go somewhere in here. We can't put them above.
Yeah.
London right now. So hold up.
Mm.
Do we think that
What are we saying
Toronto
with
is
Fuel?
definitely do we think Toronto and Florida are worse than Dallas? Bullshan says no. Jimmy says.
Yeah, they're worse than Dallas. Yeah,
Jimmy says
100%.
Florida are worse, but Toronto one better. Alex, you've got.
I got Dallas
Florida and
15th.
Toronto better than Dallas. And I've got Toronto worse, but London above. What the hell does that leave?
I put Toronto way too high, I think.
I think you did too. Yeah.
I think I should have swapped Toronto and Dallas. Probably.
I mean, okay, hold up then. Let's have time to talk about Dallas then. We haven't actually.
All right,
Fucking
Dallas. I feel like Dallas could be good this year, but everyone says that every year. That's the problem. But I feel like if they play the Korean core of Closer, Gamsu, Doha, and Decay, I think that is an incredible place to start. And if they work well together, which they probably should, then I think they're going to do pretty well.
What was the Doctor Who monster that when you saw them, it made you forget about them? That you've seen them? Was it the Silence or something?
What?
Oh, something like that.
I feel like rating the fuel is like the Silence. Every year we look at them and then we forget that every year before that we were like they're gonna pound this year.
Yeah,
Remember season 1 when they came in and everyone was like they're probably the best.
they're the best team.
But
Oh, no.
they just should be better. They just should.
I don't think there's any way that I think this is the year when they're just going to do fine. I'm not going to say they're going to be doing amazing.
Alex has just joined the party.
Alex is joining the party. Yeah.
What?
Doesn't matter.
Have we got a?
Well, if they don't
Dallas
stop
is-
performing well, then surely it's down to administration and the organisation.
In theory, though, they've said they've sorted out their coaches this year as well, because their coaches now. Because last year they were trying that weird thing.
Where's
where
Kai?
they had a support coach, a DPS coach, and a tank coach.
Yeah,
They
that didn't really work
decided-
out.
They decided it was just too split, and it doesn't work for Overwatch right now, at least. So now they're
Mhm.
down to Aero still as head coach. Then they kept Vol'jin and Tickety, and then they added Yong, who was previously with Eren at Mystic when they won the.
Yeah, I
tournament
think
and
so.
stuff.
Yeah, he came with those, didn't he?
Just,
Mhm.
and then the other thing is, like, even if you say Gamsu and if you say Note's the weak link, possibly, especially if
No.
Diva's not in, which is
If
fine.
Diva does come back in, then I think Dallas are going to do very well.
Oh, yeah,
The only hole, I don't know if it's a hole anymore because they literally just signed Crimzo. It's the flex support. That's what I was thinking. Is Onko and Crimzo good enough?
yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm
Crimso's
thinking.
Crimso's apparently playing opening weekend by the looks of it,
Really?
but yeah, Unko's apparently
Well, yeah.
got a really bad cold or something. But, I mean,
If
opening
Crimzo pops
weekend-
off, then I think they have an extremely solid team. If Crimzo becomes a starter and he consistent and he just pops off, then I think that this team could actually be a lot higher than where I put them. Which is kind of weird to say about Dallas, but there you go.
just think
I
that,
said it.
like, they're even with Note being a possible weak link, Gamsu and Note just having pre-existing synergy makes them better still than some of the tank
Yeah.
teams below them.
Definitely.
Like, for example,
So
it could still be if Note's on a hero that he's not great on, I can still see them being better than Raw and Eluvo.
Oh, yeah,
or Beast
definitely.
Halo and it's just.
could you imagine if there was the meta was what if it is Ryan Diva, right? So you got Gamsu and Note, that's solid on Ryan Diva. You got Decay and Doha, who they're just crazy,
got
too crazy
everything.
DPS.
Yeah, you have everything covered, and Zachary
Yeah.
if you really want to.
Mhm. Spice things up, I guess. Have it, yeah.
Things up.
But I don't think you'd ever need to bring AKM, Harry Hook.
And I'm a bit quiet. I've
And
yoinked
Trey.
Mate,
myself
if there's
up.
a soldier, if
There you
there's
go,
a soldier
James.
meta, Harry Hook is where it's at.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Trill. I don't see Trill getting playtime either. I think maybe if Gamsu's though. But I think they just play the 4 Korean players with Note and maybe Crimzo, and then I think they'll
Subbing
pop off.
DPS when needed.
Yeah, no, I think they
So-
do fine. So, okay,
Do
so
we
how
want to
about
put them 13th?
done that? No, we can't have them above London.
13th?
Can
We can't. No, I wouldn't say that.
How,
Are
I
you
think
sure?
I think I've put London a bit too low.
I'm happy
you
to
sure?
put London up to 13th.
I
and
mean,
have
I put
Dallas at
London
14th.
16th, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of half these teams that we've got have somehow just moved up by proxy, essentially. But okay, so how about this then? We've got oh my god. So from bottom to top right now, we have Boston, Harris, Valiant, Houston,
Houston.
Florida, Toronto, Dallas. How does that feel?
I feel like it is extremely Papega, but it's just the best we have. I think, yeah, I'm happy with that list, and I don't know why.
I just feel like it's not a million miles away from what could happen.
Mhm.
But I mean, actually, the London thing is pretty close to almost what all of us have.
We still
got.
haven't put down Washington.
I don't know what you mean. Washington
no.
stonks up.
What
Like,
do you
'cause
mean? Yeah, they're
no.
winning the
If
We
you
have to
think
put
about.
Washington somewhere in there.
if we look at London, actually,
You think
like,
Washington are better than London?
I had London at 13th. Willie had them at 12th. Jimmy had them lower, and then you had them at 12th. So
12th,
13th actually
yeah.
seems to be where we pretty much agree they're at. Which
Yeah,
is
but
crazy.
Yeah,
because
I'm
what
fine
was
with
the-
London going up.
What was the thing I said the other day? That was a third of their team was open division or lower.
True.
Presumably
Yeah,
that is
something
the
like
third
that.
of their
Yeah.
team that won't play. Hopefully.
Maybe.
Are we
So,
just gonna?
Do we? I think. Do we
I
just
don't
put
think that Washington would do better than Dallas.
That's what I'm thinking.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I just think that strength of schedule, strength of schedule add not having to move.
Hmm
I think gives Washington a big advantage that I don't want to overlook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, do we want to put the Washington? Wait, should we move London and Dallas up by one each, and then just slot Washington in between Dallas and Toronto?
Really?
Because I'm happy
So
with Washington being.
Washington being 14th in our group rankings.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that we're gonna have to come on some sort of. I don't know.
How
know.
is Dallas
I'm
gonna
lost.
End up 13th. Come on.
That doesn't seem right in my mind, but
I like Dallas, and I put them at 50. Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean,
So
Alex
I put
them at
Washington way
50.
lower.
You
Well,
had
I've nailed 14th and 13th then. Whoa.
Yeah, hold up. How much of this is Jimmy just trying to get our group rankings to represent us? I don't win anything for that.
Yeah.
Well,
do you-
no, because I've got Toronto higher.
Okay. So if I
So,
move London up
where-
one,
You'd swap Toronto and London for me. I think it'd be similar.
so what? We say
guess.
London and Dallas up and put Washington below Dallas? We agree on that?
I'm not completely sure that we should put them. I don't know how I feel about Defiant.
What about Washington one better than Dallas? How do we feel about
Okay.
that? Dallas 14th,
yeah,
Washington
yeah,
13th.
I like that.
And because then
Okay.
if we're
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
by Washington was better than Dallas, but they're worse than London, we're only one off.
All right.
It's not the worst. Oh,
I'm okay with that.
people on stream watching me and my inability to type.
Come on, boys.
Okay.
Okay, we're making
So
progress.
get there.
are we up
I
to
still like
Progress.
this
Progress.
is the hard bit. and then
13th
The
now.
top 10 we're just gonna fly through, I think.
No,
Actually, no.
we just
Wait,
we've
never
just done Dallas 14th, Washington 13th, London 12th.
Well, so
Okay.
Okay,
What we've got
I'm okay with that.
11th.
So we've got Chengdu.
Yeah, I
Eleven.
think.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Chengdu's the sound at 11.
Apart from
Really?
me, everyone's got Chengdu. Yeah,
Really with it?
I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah,
Chengdu just top of the fucking shit.
Top of the shit
So-
tier.
yeah, because there's a massive debate on how Hero
Unless they
Force is going to
come
affect
like
Chengdu.
pop off.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
don't think it's gonna do much. Let's be honest. Chengdu,
I mean,
Chengdu, they're just.
Armeng's Ryan started coming on towards the
yeah.
end of Goats, and
Oh.
also his
Mhm.
Arisa is absolutely serviceable. So as long as he doesn't have to play
100%.
Monkey.
well, they signed Ating, didn't they, as well? Whoever the
Yeah,
hell
the
Ating
the
is.
Chinese player. He's a Chinese main tank.
Chinese
From
contenders, is he? Yeah, Pacific.
yeah.
I don't
Let me have a
know.
look, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. who
I'll
he plays
I'll
for
get his
Armeng.
background. I'm going into the mainframe.
He doesn't
I'm
seem to have
looking at his
played a
background.
lot.
He's from Taiwan. And he played for a
Wow.
team called Nova Monster Shield.
Teams. Yeah, Nova Monster Shield, where and he's also
He played for
X Team in Open Division. I don't know. Not played.
he
a
played
lot.
for LGE, which are a lot of the teams that the Chinese players that have been signed to the Chinese teams like Hangzhou and Chengdu. They all pretty much come from LGE. I can't fucking speak.
Yeah, and he played for Team Taiwan in the Overwatch World Cup.
Yeah. So
Both years. But
I think Chengdu's just some there. I don't think there
No.
needs to be much more
I'm
discussion.
happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with
the
that.
only
So-
argument
don't mean-
for putting them higher, I think, is like the whole thing of that whole thing like during Goats and last year was create chaos and we'll be
Yeah.
fine. And
I think
Falls
Chengdu
possibly
is one
adds
of the
to that.
most. Yeah,
but-
they're an enjoyable team to watch because they just go crazy, don't they?
Yeah,
But,
and I mean their
yeah.
DPS should be absolutely fine. I'm okay putting them at 11.
Mm-hmm.
Fine
Mm.
with that.
Now the top 10 boys is getting
The
juicy.
top
So,
10.
right, here's one of the interesting ones. Every one of us, other than Gulshan, put Gladiators at 10th.
Yeah,
But Gulshan thinks that Gladiator is at 8th, which is like a
At
small
8th.
change, but I'm going to class that as our first
I feel
hot
like-
take. And respectively give it the hot take screen.
Woo, hot take.
Because I'm not feeling that at all.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
Caution, I have one word to say to you, and I want to see how your reaction is. Birdring.
Is it Birdring? Yeah.
My man's gonna pop off, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
He's gonna be
God.
slapping them heads left, right, and centre.
The thing
But
is,
no,
if he
obviously-
does, then I think it's justified to put him at 8th.
Yeah,
he pops off.
that's the only
That-
reason
that's
why
if.
I've put him slightly higher because of Birdring. You know, you saw what he did on, you know, in the past, and
I also saw what
That's
he
fine.
didn't do. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Towards the
won't
end
talk
of
about that.
last
We won't
season.
talk about that. No, you don't.
This
stop talking
team,
about that
this
part.
Gladiators team is kind of like, I think,
You've got OG
it's
in
just a
space as well.
yeah, it's this the certified solid team. That's how I describe it.
Yeah. I think they're
Um,
exactly middle of the pack because of
so-
that.
It's
think
it's own. I think it's DPS. The DPS is what lets it down.
Yeah.
I think Birdring, Mirror, and Jaru are just not good enough to be. Oh, not obviously not good enough, but
If you're
reliable enough.
reliable. That's one. Yeah, that's
if
what
you're
I'm trying to say.
happy,
They got to be
put him in
consistent
10th. I'm happy with that as well. But you know,
because they
just
got
saying.
OGE in space, who are incredible.
They've
And
got
they got
Shaz
Shaz
and
and
Biz
Bizgoose, and that's just like a solid core. I think that's just such a solid core. If Birdring starts to pop off again, then I think they could possibly creep up to maybe 9th or 8th, but that's if. It's a complete if. It all depends on Birdring, to be honest. I don't think they have a good enough pairing for Birdring either, because obviously when
Mhm.
Birdring was popping off in London, he had Profit complimenting him. But they've
Yeah,
got Mirror and Jaru.
It
Like,
could absolutely be a Meko Wizard Young when Birdring was good.
yeah. But I'm happy to put them 10th or maybe 9th.
If you're
if
you're
we-
happy,
if we're-
yeah,
we
if
have
you're
to.
happy, I'm happy. Yeah, we'll do. I'm happy. But you know, just saying, if they pop off.
Okay.
Your boy's
If
getting
you
all the
pop
credit.
off, we all owe Gulshan
True.
7. I forgot to
Getting
mention when we talked
We
We
about
all
all
love
PayPal.
Gulshan,
PayPal.
Happy Monkey.
I just want to add this in so that if Florida do better than we've put them at, then I said it. Mayhem have 13
I think-
games where their opponent only has one game that weekend. So their prep
Yeah.
time is going to be insane compared to the.
I think Florida are
Fact.
quite good. I don't know why we put them so low.
I think they're. It's just
I
a
could
bit
do it-
slower, but
We could do a readjust later if you
we'll
feel
come back
like
to
it.
it all at the end. We'll come back to it all at the end.
I
Yeah.
think maybe
come
we
back.
might should maybe
Okay, so
bump them
then-
up, but whatever.
At this point, we're all over the place. We've got 2 Sparks coming in at 9th, a
Mhm.
Guangzhou, and a Seoul.
Yeah,
But,
but I feel like Guangzhou, Seoul, LAG, and who am I missing? Hangzhou. Wait, did I say Hangzhou?
Yes.
Hangzhou, Spark, Guangzhou,
There-
LAG.
I agree. There's a group of 4, which
There's
are
a group of
all
4. There's
very-
4. Seoul,
That-
Hangzhou, Guangzhou, and LA Gladiators. I think those 4 are just going to be around each other.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, the only reason I had Hangzhou down that like right at 9th for sure is partially because of Scrimbox.
So, you see, Sam, look, our 9th, 8th, and 7th are both all the same.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, but also, Gully only switches Hangzhou and Guangzhou though. I mean, and then he agrees other than that.
Yeah.
And Jimmy.
What do we
has
think
the
about
same,
Hangzhou?
Apart from he has Seoul lower.
What do we think about Hangzhou? Because last season, obviously, they came 4th,
They pull up Hangzhou.
which is
I think
pretty crazy.
I don't see them performing as well as they did.
They
last
will
season.
not. No. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think
I
goats
think,
was a heavy
um,
part of it, and they were quite good at goats.
I
So
think Goats was their strongest meta, quite possibly, that we'll ever see Hangzhou play for at least the foreseeable future. And like they said on Plat Chat, every time there was a small meta change or whatever, that consistently Hangzhou were proving themselves slow to adapt to the meta, and we're going to have a meta
Yeah.
change guaranteed every 6 weeks, right?
Mhm.
So if they continue to prove themselves slow to adapt to a meta, and it's
Who have
just been
they-
6 weeks.
They've
then-
added Coldest and Mika,
Yeah,
just
which I like.
2 supports. I like that. Yeah.
I mean,
Add
Coldest is
some
definitely
new tiny talent.
Coldest could be.
They
a
haven't changed much,
fucking,
though.
Like rookie of the year candidate or something, but
Oh yeah,
who
definitely.
knows?
So
I'm fine putting Hangzhou at 9th.
yeah, I think LAG Hangzhou. Is that the play?
I mean, yeah, all of these ones are sort of they're right around.
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other.
It's just gonna be
Mm.
yeah.
It's almost impossible to distinguish.
Number
between
8.
them, but-
So we have 2 Guangzhou's, 1 Hangzhou, and 1 LAG. So we
Yeah.
kind of just have to
Exclude my
go
yeah,
Hang-
exclude my
Well,
LAG.
bear in mind
pages.
though as well that Jimmy had Soul and we still haven't actually mentioned Soul. Jimmy had Soul
Oh,
way lower. Than the
Shiba.
rest of it. Well, it's not way
Shiba.
lower, but when
It's-
you-
yeah.
I
Well,
think
yeah.
the differences between like the top 8 are fairly dramatic.
So you have Soul in 7th with me, Sam.
Yeah.
Golly has Soul.
I have him 5th.
You have him 5th.
5th?
5th.
Yeah,
What?
Hold up.
I have him 5th.
Let me-
Is that
Hot
another
take.
hot take? Is that another hot
Pull
take?
out.
Come on.
Pull it up.
Put him up there. Put it up
That's
there,
a hot
come on.
take. 24
Put it
hours.
up there.
Why is Soul in 5th for you, Gully?
So Papega. Right, yeah.
Hang on 2 seconds.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
No,
Why?
they could. There's a world where they go 5th. The profit just pops
There's-
off and it carries.
There's a world.
But I feel like the teams that I put above Soul on my list, at least, are just insane.
What
I
is
think
Soul's
this
tank
is-
line? Do we actually know?
It's Marvel, Gesture, and Michelle.
Michelle, yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, which ones of those are they playing?
It would surely be Gesture.
Gesture will be
I don't
definitely
know.
played.
I don't know.
Yeah, so this is the thing. So they traded for Gesture and Profit, but
There's
apparently
no
they've
way
been...
they'd spend all that money.
Apparently
and
they've been
not play
screaming with.
Gesture.
Apparently they've been screaming with Marvel.
Yeah,
That's what I've
I've heard. So, yeah, I mean, it
don't
massively
know.
depends what tanks are meta, because obviously there's a few tanks. There's different
Yeah,
tanks that you
if
put
it's-
in Gesture, but
I say Winston Matter, we play Gesture.
definitely.
Maybe Arissa, we play Gesture.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Orisa, and then
And then the
everything
rest,
else. I think
Marvel.
yeah, you do play
Who's the
Marvel.
other two, yeah.
I think
I mean, how was Michelle Sigma if Sigma ever comes
The
back?
thing is,
Because,
no. The thing is,
because
I-
Gesture
it's-
played Sigma. in the
Yeah,
playoffs, didn't
that's
they?
the thing I brought up to
that's
Sam.
true.
Seoul and London were the 2 teams that played their off tank on
Which them?
Orisa, and so obviously Gesture was playing Sigma on
Yeah,
um
London.
London, and Marvel was playing Sigma on Seoul, and Michelle didn't play Sigma, so he played Orisa.
Yeah.
But
So actually-
we're talking
so
about-
you
I don't know
can't-
why are we talking about double shield? It's dead. It's dead.
Yeah,
It's
but
gone.
so it also means that you can't end up with both main tanks playing even on Soul.
Yeah.
Even it's you can't end up with like the possible Sanfran
Yeah, I
where
don't
you
think
have
that's-
like Super on
Super and Smurf.
yeah, because neither of them felt confident. Well, no,
Gesture's a really good Orisa.
yeah, you'd have
Which I
Gesture,
was
Orisa,
confused at.
Marvel,
Yeah.
Sigma, right?
I don't know why they had Fury
I
play
believe
Gesture.
so.
It was
played
because
Orisa
it was
on Gesture.
because Fury. It was Fury, wasn't it? Then was
Yeah,
apparently
sure.
apparently wasn't confident on Sigma. That was the reason.
well, he plays him a lot now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. We're talking about dead man, so.
Or maybe I'm confusing it with Soul, and it was that Michelle wasn't comfortable on Sigma. Anyway, one of them wasn't
we've been-
comfortable, and that's why they switched. But all right, let me turn the hot
So-
take off.
Yeah, turn off. Get out. So we have. So who else could we put at 8th? We could put Seoul. We could put Guangzhou. I think those are the 2 options. to Put 8th.
Another fact to consider for Seoul is that the Dynasty Seoul are among 3 teams, including Fusion and Titans, that are active for the most amount of weeks at 19. But like
right.
the other way of looking at that is that it means they have the most opportunities to prepare for one opponent. They're, like
Mhm.
these teams have the most amount of games, the most amount of weeks where they're only playing one person.
If you can talk me into Soul,
Right.
then
I've got
I
I've
will
got
move
the
one-
argument
then
for
I'll-
you.
huh?
Here we go. As a Seoul.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Oh
Is-
dear.
Okay, that wasn't me. Okay.
The Soul Assassins have come together. Some shit. I've got 2 words for you, Jimmy. Wizard Young. No, I'm. Joking.
Because all I see is London Spitfire from last year with Michelle, Illicit, and Toby, and it just doesn't do anything for me. London were pretty poor.
No.
Oh,
I
Zenk's
Oh,
back.
hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You'd gone for a bit. You died. The soul.
I
The soul
died.
assassins saw that you were about to leak some shit, and they came and got you.
Yeah, we signed Fury. Yeah. I'll talk you into. Let's get this. We have Bedosen. We have Prop. We have Gesture.
Oh,
Those three.
and how did
important
they do
members.
last year?
Listen, last year was Goats and Double Shield. We wouldn't talk about last year. This is a new meta, fresh meta. Profit.
They still came 5th in season 1. Like, it's
True.
not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's-
So Soul came
and then-
5th in season 1. If you say that Soul comes 5th,
London.
and you make them a slightly better, adding
No,
London
but that-
who came first in season
No,
1.
no. In
No,
season
no,
1,
no,
London
no.
came 5th.
London came 5th in season. They won.
Oh, you mean
They won the
like
grand finals,
a
but they came
normal-
final
normal
standings.
games. Sure.
But since then, Shanghai have gotten a lot better. Vancouver have joined the league. Atlanta have joined the
Yeah.
league. San Francisco gotten a lot better.
And then
Like,
YXL.
London-
the same YXL.
London from season 1 have gone a lot more down
Mhm.
than.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think
I
if
get
you
what
would-
you're saying.
And you take away Fury from that as well.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're just saying it's worse. It's worse London without Fury and with Toby, basically.
Equally, though, there's the argument that London went down because they just became like
Sloppy.
shit collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
were
didn't really.
They were
Yeah,
complacent after season 1, and I mean they had shit like Birdring going into meltdown on the side,
mhm.
and then I mean there's a
But they
problem
still
with-
But
finished
now-
5th in the. They
So
still
we
finished
got-
5th in season 1, so it's not like they were that amazing. They just got lucky with the meta at the end of the.
I mean,
Sure.
you're not wrong.
But I mean, equally, like I think if you wanted to take parts out of a dying team, I think Gesture and Prophet are perfectly decent parts. to
Bedosen
remove
as
from
well.
and slot in. And yeah, add Bedosen. I think that you definitely an argument that all 3 of those improve solo as a team.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think-
When did
Profit
Sol-
is Profit's
Sol
going to
finish
improve
last
any
season?
team you go. I don't know.
So like
It wasn't
8th
that
or
low,
9th.
was it?
It wasn't. I don't think it was that low. I can't remember.
Um,
But Profit,
pull it up, Jamie.
quite. Profit's the best. Probably. I don't know. I don't know if I can like say the best player in the world.
league. And I
Go on.
think.
I don't know. But Profit's incredible. He on the good days, he's the best player in the world. Can we say that? On good days, he's the best player in the world.
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
Fitz and
oh,
Illicit. I don't know. I don't know. That's the problem. We've got Profit, but Fitz and Illicit, can they pop off? Basically,
If they
Can
had Fletter,
Oh my god! If they still had
Profit.
Flutter,
honestly,
Profit. I was so excited for a Profit Flutter DPS, and it's got taken away. So yeah, so they have Gesture, they have Marvel, 2 solid main tanks, right? They cover all the main tanks. They have Michelle, who's I'd say just good, yeah, not amazing, but just good. They've got Toby, the veteran shot caller.
Got Bedosen as well.
They got Bedosen, who is proven to be like I'd say definitely
Right.
top 5 flex supports in the league.
Sol finished 8th last season. I finally found it.
Nice, Captain
And
Planet.
we're
Get
discussing
those
putting
numbers.
Sol 8th or above, right?
Yeah, 8th.
Yes.
That's what we're
8th or
currently
7th.
discussing, if I remember. Yeah, 8th or
Yeah,
above.
but
So if we're
the
saying
thing
Sol
is-
finished 8th last season, we're saying Goats probably wasn't their meta, and then they've got a bit better if you add some components of London, although Jimmy slightly disagrees.
I
Mhm.
what I can't really see how you can say that Fury,
I know. Yeah, Fury is probably
Birdring, or their main support was the main issue. I feel like it's got to be one Profit or Gesture.
I think the issue is
but
Birdring.
probably one. But they got rid of him. They still did pretty shit.
I think it was a team
this-
issue. I don't think it was any singular player.
Why? If it's a team issue, why'd you keep half the team together?
Because
well,
I'm
first
pretty
of all,
sure didn't Profit and Gesture come from the same team originally to
yeah,
come to
Prophet
Seoul,
and Gesture have
London
had,
even?
like, really
Because
long time synergy.
yeah, I think Profit and Gesture are like the best tank DPS duo in the league. That's what I'd say.
I mean, is Bedosin definitely playing?
Over Creative?
I don't know. They had Creative before Bedosin, right? And then signed Bedosin.
Yeah.
So
I still think they played
may have
Bedosin over
already been
Creative, and
scrimming
then
with Creative. I don't know.
maybe they signed Bedosin and then Creative kind of learns from Bedosin, maybe, and then because he's quite young, they can make him into the next Bedosin. Maybe that's what they're going for, or maybe they just play him. Maybe they have they swap him out.
Or they split.
Split playtime,
heroes. I don't know. I could see Creative stealing playtime from Bedosin.
yeah.
Cool.
I think it's just it's just a solid team. I think that's what it is. You got Profit, who's obviously going to be the star of the team, with the capability to carry the whole match.
I mean, okay, so the quote.
I think it's just better Soul.
To quote Custer, the question becomes: if the rest of us want to put Soul not in 8th, who do we put in 8th?
That's what I'm thinking. It has to be Guangzhou, because there's no way I put him higher than 8th.
I have Guangzhou.
Where did I put Guangzhou?
You've put Guangzhou in.
I put 9th. 9th, yeah.
That's
that makes
respectable.
sense. Yeah,
I like Guangzhou's team, but
that makes sense in my world.
All right, Jimmy, I'm gonna give you. Why is Guangzhou better than Seoul? I'm gonna give you an argument.
I want. That's what I was
convince
thinking.
me. Could be
Because
dumb.
yeah,
I
leave it in
believe that
this.
Shit is better than Bedosin or Creative. I think
that's a hot take. No, it's not. It's not a hot take. It's an interesting.
Take.
It's a lukewarm take.
I believe that they have the more flexible DPS.
Really?
DPS line.
Nero.
They've got Nero, Happy, Eileen. Or Eileen.
Is it? I think Happy's a kind of like a.
I'll grant you more flexible.
Actually,
at the risk of lower potential max. In a good meta.
Profit can flex onto a lot of heroes and play well, but I'm not really sure how flexible Illicit can be and who's over DPS.
Fitz. I think.
Fitz, yeah. Again,
between Illicit and Fitz, I think they do cover Profit's gaps, but at what level is a different conversation.
I think they're pretty good, and they were just. I think they had a slow first season. I think they're quite decent. Fitz
I think they're playing Fitz, right? I think in scrims they've been scrimming with Fitz.
Yeah, Fitz Profit sounds like the line name.
I don't hate it.
I do.
I think Fitz's Zara was good.
Soul have a better main tank.
Rio's
consistent.
Yeah.
I like.
But
yeah. And then who's there?
Would you take Toby over Chara and Neptuno?
It's Krong, right?
No.
I would take both Neptuno and Chara over Toby.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree with you there. No.
I think maybe Toby's like leadership and veteran status.
That's true. But apparently Neptuno is very vocal as well. I think Neptuno. Yeah.
They have Krong.
In a Lucio meta,
I don't know anything about Krong, so
in a Lucio meta, I take Toby. That's about it. Everything else, I
think they're extremely close. Like both of them, they're extremely close.
Well, Krong is Krong is the question mark really for Charge's peak. If Krong fills Hotba's shoes, / if you just bring Hotba back, then I think.
So they're gonna be playing Neptuno over Chara. You think?
Yeah.
What was that, sorry?
Why are you
Neptuno over Chara? Yeah.
I don't know.
Why do you even keep Chara back on the roster? That's the thing.
The other problem is assumably the team was all speaking Korean beforehand, right?
No, they all speak English, weren't they?
I think
this is the thing that they apparently all speak.
Yeah, but then they've got Nero as well. It's kind of like I think they were speaking some sort of hybrid between China and Chinese and it was like they started off when was that Hangzhou? That was Hangzhou, I think. I don't know. I'm already talking shit.
Krong is O2 Blast, Jimmy. I'm looking into his.
Yeah. I think Krong. He was popping off.
In the most recent stuff in Pacific and Korea, they competed. They finished second twice and fourth. And
So
I think
decent.
from all accounts, he was the best of that team. He plays Diva.
So what we saying?
He's
Well,
kind of a Hotbar type person in that he flexed onto DPS in the past, but that's useless.
So are we saying Guangzhou's better than
Charge.
Seoul?
I
I still think
like
there's
what we've said earlier. They're all very samey.
They're all close.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
very
okay,
close team.
I'm okay
I
putting,
think I'm
I'm okay putting Seoul Guangzhou 8-7.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Lower my team.
Seoul.
Okay, now to the top 6.
Yeah, then top
Top
six, which is
six.
where. Well, hold up.
So
let's skip
this
ahead.
is gonna get interesting.
I'm just gonna put Shock at the top. And then
Yeah, put Shock first and put MYXL second.
I'm gonna put
yeah.
NYXL second. Right, so we're only talking about 4
And
teams
then we can
now.
do-
There we are. That's easy, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not much. Is there
Should we start from the bottom or the top?
Yeah, we'll start from the bottom. Go from the bottom.
So Philly, Shanghai. So it's
I've put down Philly. Sam's got
me and
Shanghai.
Gulshan
Shanghai.
have Philly.
Alex has also got Philly, and Jimmy's with a Vancouver pick.
Who had Shanghai highest? It was Jimmy. Jimmy had Shanghai at third.
Yeah.
Which I think is.
I don't hate that. To be honest, I think these 4 teams here, any of them could come anywhere from 3rd to 5th, 6th even. I think. It's
Yeah.
just
The
depending
only
on how
reason-
they play.
I had Shanghai higher and then moved them down for Wuhan reasons, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is not a great reason because it's not on them in any way. But like, there's
No.
a good chance that they're going to be playing. I mean, potentially online matches apparently, but more likely, I think LAN matches with no crowds.
No,
Yeah.
I think it was a mistranslation. It's going to be LAN, but
Yeah,
not to the crowd.
which I think is
Yeah.
that has an impact.
I guess so.
The other thing is it depends who they're playing against. Actually, if they're playing LAN matches with no crowd, because
So
they play against a load of Chinese teams a whole load, right? Especially at the
their
start.
first game is against the Hunters.
Yeah, who I actually think the Hunters suffer the most because they're the only like Chinese team that
The Chinese players.
Yeah.
with
With all,
Chinese
with all
players
Chinese
Yeah.
players.
would have liked to play in front of a Chinese crowd, I think. And
Yeah, and they have incredible fans as well. Chengdu.
equally, I don't think there's a conversation where we're saying that give Chengdu the fans and they beat Shanghai in that first game anyway.
I don't think Chengdu are going to beat Shanghai. I don't think that's a.
I think
That's a thing.
fans or not, I think Shanghai win that game. So that's maybe.
I can't see any holes in the Shanghai team.
I can.
They're tanks.
Thanks.
Tanks.
Gulshan's disagreeing. So, yeah.
Gulshan knows it's the tanks. Yeah, Gulshan.
It's definitely the tanks.
I'll give you that $5 after. Nice go.
Gulshan, I'll give you a
Don't-
high
that's it.
five if you can name all 3 of the tanks on Shanghai.
Excuse me.
And without
They're
looking them up.
4. What
All
do you mean?
4 of
Four,
the
three?
tanks?
four.
Yeah, Gully fucking
4.
knows.
I'm
You
so
tell
sorry.
him that.
Oh
Go
my
on.
god.
Tell
Yeah,
me. Tell me.
the bottom
Go,
one,
They've
without
got
looking.
Void, Fearless, Genguri, and Stand One. There we go.
There's no way you didn't know that up.
But
You-
he's looking at the
you're
stream.
looking at
I
the-
just pulled it up on the stream.
Oh, of course you are.
I'm not. I haven't got the stream open. I've got Liquipedia open on a separate tab.
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we sort of end up at like in my head, it's a Washington or a Valiant,
Mhm.
but much stronger everything else. Where I
Mhm.
think you just need your tanks to not shit the bed.
I mean, there's a world where Fearless and
I mean,
someone
Void-
like incredible.
I don't think
And they
Void
just pop
ever
off.
shut the bed on.
I think
I'm not
Void's
talking about
very
Void. I'm really
solid.
just talking about between Stan 1 and Fearless. I think
Mhm.
Void will be fine.
Yeah. I don't think Geggery gets any playtime.
No.
No, sure.
Well, this is the only thing though. Apparently, the end of last season or at some point in the off season, maybe Gagori might have been slowly becoming.
I mean-
one trick, and then maybe she gets to play there.
If
But-
the team needs to play Zara, I don't see any harm in subbing in Geggery.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Maybe over Void. Yeah.
Mhm.
But, if
Yeah.
Gagori only plays Ball and Zarya, then I think that's a good having her on the team. To be honest.
Feels spring.
And also the fanfare
yeah.
Yeah,
and all that.
sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think Fearless actually played quite well in the shit stuff that was Shanghai Season 1.
Yeah,
From what I
it was
remember
just
of him coming in.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
it was, you couldn't salvage that. There's no way.
I don't know anything about Stand 1 really, but I feel
Stan one plays for Envy.
No one knows exactly where Stan 1's going.
I feel like
But-
Who do you think they're going to play?
Stanwell
out of the
played
two.
for Gladiators Legion or whatever, didn't he? For a bit.
He played for Legion and he played for Envy, I think.
Before that, he was on MV. Before that, he was on NR. No, he was on MV then. No, he was on NRG for a bit. He's been all over the. And then before that, he was on Sky
He's-
Foxes. Which is,
He's been everywhere, so yeah.
but he's just been. I suppose on MV they came second, but I'm not going to say that's a stand one based performance because, I mean, the rest of that MV team was pretty stacked. And then Gladiators Legion, they performed okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just. I don't know. I think
So,
it's not even that it's a weak link. It's just that it's their weakest. I don't think they're bad. I just have. But then they're good at adapting to metas too, at least and creating their own styles, which is going to be important in hero pools.
Mhm. I think they're definitely higher than 6th.
Yeah, okay, I'll grant you that. But then who do we have at 6th? Because who else are we talking about? I mean, you had Vancouver there, which assumably is just for blow up factor.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but actually, we have
See,
we have two Phillies at 6th.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I put Philly at 6
I
because
had
put
them
Philly
at-
as
I had them at
well.
I
fifth.
just feel like the other
I'd
teams
have
are
it
much
fifth.
stronger.
And Jimmy had them
I
at
feel
fifth.
like if Vancouver does not implode, they're third 100%. So I just put them there on
Yeah, if Vancouver doesn't
assume they
implode, they
won't.
beat Philly. Shanghai definitely. We all seem to be agreeing that Shanghai at this point is stronger than Philly. And then
Yeah. It's
I think-
Atlanta
so
then.
Atlanta's
It's the
the
big
only
question
person
mark.
and I think Atlanta's peak is higher than Philly's.
So we're saying Philly 6th.
I
Then?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Philly
that.
6th. I'm okay with that also.
Well, so hold on. Let's just for the sake of
Although to be fair, Gulshan has put Titans at 7th.
I put Titans at 7th. But
What?
again.
Oh,
for,
dear.
for blow-up
Implosion
factor.
reason.
is this another hot take? Is it? It's gone. This is gone.
So Fusion, by
Nah,
the way,
I don't think that's a hot take.
Fusion and Titans are up in that group with Dynasty that they have the most amount of maps
Mm-hmm.
of weeks where they only play against one person. Just something to keep-
Philly
something to keep
also
up.
are in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going Philly at 6th. So who's 5th? So we have
Is Philly's
Two
only
Phillies
major,
at
am
fifth.
I wrong? Philly's only major change this season are Alarm and Fury.
Alarm.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Who am I missing?
I know it's Alarm. I know that for a fact.
Well,
Oh,
they're,
Astro.
they're big players. Yeah, they have Ivy. They re-signed EQO.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not
Um,
counting EQ as a change to their team.
Funny Astro.
Funny
Oh
Astro.
yeah, Funny Astro. Shit. Okay, yeah, Funny Astro. Okay, so the back line has got
And-
stronger.
hmm
Yeah.
Fury is
much
obviously an
stronger.
improvement. And then does Ivy take playtime over EQ?
They've-
I don't know. If he does.
I
No.
don't think so.
No. And then you have to think of a Hesu when he actually becomes a
I
leader.
think Hisu's just a thing for
Sorry,
like
he fucking
next season or
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. When does he become active?
I don't know.
I think it's quite a while.
I don't
But
think it's
apparently
worth
he's been
talking.
playing like I was listening to what Christopher was saying, and like Hisu's just completely okay with just riding the bench for a bit until
Yeah.
like just and learning
I
under
can
Carpe.
see-
Like he really
Yeah.
enjoys like playing underneath him.
Oh, it's not that long. His birthday's
It's-
March
it-
25th.
Yeah, so
How is it?
just,
I thought it was late. I
over
thought it was like
a
May.
month. No.
Yeah, March. So I
Hmm.
mean, Hero Pool's
Well,
coming.
if double hit scan becomes a thing, then
Yeah, he'll be active for the
Hisu
second
and Carpe.
Hero Pool is one way of
Yeah.
looking at it. Which is fine.
Well, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, God, now I'm.
it's getting quite difficult
The
here,
only
isn't it?
thing Jimmy fucking bringing up the divisions has made me question if Philly go higher. Just because
Who
We put
Philly
fifth.
got?
easier division. But then,
Philly have got what?
well, Philly played.
Washington.
Philly playing
Oh,
a division
God.
with Houston, Florida, Atlanta, Washington, Toronto, Paris, New York, London, Boston. So if we say that Atlanta is the top of that division, one way of looking at it. Oh, sorry, New York is top of that
No,
division, followed by-
New York,
NYXL,
New York,
yeah,
New York.
and then Atlanta.
and then Philly,
and then
the
it's
other one,
Philly, and then it's a massive jump down to Washington.
like 12th, I think, is where we've got next. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Washington or London. somewhere
So
in there.
should we lock in 5th for now?
Another way of
Philly?
looking at it is that the other teams we're discussing are
Shanghai.
San Fran, we can
Vancouver.
ignore, and then Vancouver, right? So we talk about
Yep.
and
Mhm.
then, but then yeah, actually in Pacific Division, we can probably agree that the top team's going to be San Fran, right? Is San Fran in that? Yeah, San Fran
Yeah.
are there. So ignore those, and then we're between Vancouver and Shanghai. But there's not a big jump down from there. Then there's Seoul
No.
and Guangzhou
No.
and Gladiators.
Hmm.
So it's the question sort of from the regions then is, do Shanghai and Vancouver to an extent as well, I suppose.
Vancouver slip up against the
Against
top
some of the
10
teams that are
teams,
below them.
or
Mhm.
Yeah, more consistently than Atlanta and Philly continue to dominate lower teams
Mhm.
and occasionally lose to New York.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
do you see Shanghai or Vancouver losing the odd match to Guangzhou or to
And
the
Seoul.
Gladiators or to
No,
Seoul?
I don't see that happening at all.
Oh,
Maybe.
I do.
I could see
Yeah.
Seoul beating them.
I could see
Or
Seoul taking
Guangzhou.
Shanghai maps and whatnot for sure, and I suppose Vancouver as well. The problem with Vancouver is the only reason they're rated lower on most of our things is that
It's
if
because
they
that risk of
yeah,
imploding
if
because of
they-
Fisher.
Yeah, but like assuming they're not, then I see Titans fairly consistently beating out all the other.
I even see him maybe going second if Vancouver work and like gel well together. They might go up to second, pushing like first, contesting Shock again like last season.
Well, this is the thing, but the problem is Shock and Vancouver in that scenario just take too many games off each other that neither of them that they can't both get to first and second. What happened last season?
Yeah.
And that's why New York gets it. Because meanwhile, on the other side of things, New York isn't being contested by anyone other than this year Atlanta made. And
Mm-hmm. So we put in Philly at 6th for 5th.
I want to say fifth now. I think they're just that better.
So
division.
who's worse than them?
It's not who's worse than them at this point for me. It's who is
Well, who's
worse than the other people in their
yeah. Who is going to be 6th then?
conference that they call
Shanghai,
this year.
maybe.
What, it would be
No.
Shanghai would be.
If we all
weaker
agree, yeah.
than-
Philly.
Weaker than.
Yeah, but 6
Titans,
this
right?
feels way too low for the Shanghai. Shanghai is
Well,
an
how about
incredible
we-
team.
I mean, Titans and sixth for blow up factor then.
But what if they don't blow up and then
Well,
we look like idiots putting
If they
Titans
don't
at
blow
6th?
up though, as well, we've still got the shit from why the hell did Bumper leave? What's going on in that team anyway?
I guess so.
Add Fissure in after that, because like Bumper leaving just screams internal issues as it is, right?
All right. So yeah, this just for blow up reasons. Let's put Vancouver 6th.
Sure. I mean, blow up
Shanghai.
reasons add the possibility that they were only as good as they were because they were working as a team with insane amounts
Okay.
of synergy, and they've now taken a component out of that team.
Mm-hmm. So Vancouver
Philadelphia
6th,
fifth?
Philly 5th,
Shanghai. fourth.
Dragons. Wait, did we say no? We put Dragons below.
Thing?
So Dragons 5th
I'm okay
because
putting
Philly has an easier schedule, don't they?
Shanghai.
That's the whole argument.
Philly.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Philly has an easy schedule, but
Yes.
I sort of. I was okay putting one team from Pacific below Philly. The weird way of looking at it, but not
Mhm.
both.
All right, yeah. So this is I'm okay with going Philly then Shanghai at 4th.
Yeah, I'm okay
I
with
think that's
that.
pretty solid.
And then that leaves.
But
us
that leaves
at
Reign
Atlanta,
third.
And then
which
Do
I'm
we
okay
think
with.
Atlanta
Atlanta's-
third.
I'm
Yeah.
happy with Atlanta being
Two of
third.
us
Yeah.
have Atlanta
If
third,
Edison pops off,
and then the other two of you have him at fourth. So I mean, it's not a big reach.
Fourth. So yeah.
And also, Alex has said that Atlanta's better than Shanghai anyway, who we've put.
But below.
So,
yeah.
yeah. So it's just me that, yeah, so
I
I'm
think,
fine with
yeah,
that.
in our top six, Titans probably has the biggest possibility to move up. But
Yeah.
just
it's feast of
I think
famine.
I could see a world where Titans go up to third and everyone else shifts down by one.
Yeah.
I'm fine saying that.
I mean-
But I can equally see the world where Titans fall out of top six.
Wait, isn't that just my list?
No, shut up.
No.
If Titans go third, this is my list.
It's nowhere near your list. The
So
bottom
it
is all
is-
different.
It's exactly the same.
Toronto, bro.
No,
Florida,
Toronto stonks up.
Dallas, Washington.
Toronto stonks up. No, it's fine. So that's our. There you go.
I'm
There it
okay
is.
with saying those are our power rankings. So from bottom to top, we've got Boston, Paris, LA Valiant, Houston, Florida, Toronto, Dallas, Washington, London, Chengdu, LA Glad, Hangzhou, Seoul, Guangzhou, Vancouver, Philly, Shanghai, Atlanta, NYX. Love that I said the city for everyone. Fuck you.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Is there
decent.
anyone that we really want to move?
Boston to face. I see them become.
No, wait. No.
Oh, I actually heard that Krusty's going back to Boston.
Yeah, big if true.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm okay with this. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
I'm okay.
I-
I'm okay with this.
There's a
It's-
the little Dallas, Toronto, Florida little triplets. I could move any of those to any of those positions.
The thing
I'm
is-
okay with it, but
Yeah, the thing is, we were saying all this, but the standings are probably going to be completely different because we have no idea where it's like how some of these teams are going to perform because they're entirely
sure.
new teams.
An
So
alternative way of
I
looking
think
at
that's the
this
best we're going to get.
is if we say that instead we were doing if we were saying instead we were just doing what's the word I'm looking for, like the groups of
tier
teams.
list.
Yeah, tier
Mhm.
list. We'd essentially have Boston, Paris, Valiant, Houston, I think, followed
Yep.
by Florida, Toronto, Dallas, maybe Washington. I don't know whether to put Washington in the thing with London and Chengdu.
No.
So
Mm,
should we say? Are we saying Washington with Dallas, Toronto, Florida, followed by
Yeah.
what? London, Chengdu, Glad?
London, Chengdu.
London,
Or just
just
London?
London and Chengdu.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I think they're in like that in between. They're in between like the bottom half and like the top half. They're kind of
They're
like
not
the-
going to be.
There are teams that could take. Really?
I think Gladiators would be too consistent.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually, yeah. Maybe. Maybe
No, I
we
think
put
the
London
third rank-
Chengdu Gladiators
I think
in that
Chengdu
little
could outperform
tier.
Gladiators by one position for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because
'Cause I feel like-
otherwise you're talking about Gladiators being in with Hangzhou Seoul, and I don't think Gladiators compete with Seoul.
Mm,
Yeah. I feel like
yeah, true.
those three teams, they they could take games off of the top half. They could. There's a small chance.
I'm gonna
If
colour
anyone's going to do it,
coordinate
it's them. Do it.
this.
And
And
then-
probably look at the stream, see what's going on.
You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
Hangzhou, Seoul,
Right.
Guangzhou in their own thing, and then
Oh, not brown. That's like a orange. I'll do. So you said LA Gladiators, Chengdu, London. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay with that.
Do we want to put Spark in there as well?
no,
No, I
You
can-
sure?
I'm okay with.
Spark will be that. They'll be like that in between one. They'll just float.
Yeah,
Do their
Thing?
own
I'm
thing.
tline to agree.
They'll
Well,
just
like,
do their own
in a-
thing
in
and
their
then they'll
own
just,
tier. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be up there with the top flight. I think Seoul might be, and Guangzhou might be, but I don't think Hangzhou will. That's a problem.
The
I think
problem
they'll
is
just-
as well. I want to say that the next tier should be like Seoul and Guangzhou definitely, but do you put Hangzhou in?
Oh,
this
You-
tier?
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can add them in if you want, but I think Spark
I
will
don't.
just
I
do
wouldn't
their
put
own
Hangzhou
thing.
in that tier, to be honest. I would put Hangzhou in the tier below them, or their own tier. I wouldn't put them
Okay,
in like.
we'll go with own tier then.
Right.
Can be their
They're
own
kind of-
little
yeah.
special snowflake.
Give them the
Because-
pink color. Give them the pink color. Go on.
Pink.
Go
Go
on.
on
Let's
then.
do that. Go on.
One of
Give me-
those. All right. And then what? So then we're saying what? Guangzhou, Seoul, and then we have.
I think they're-
4, and then NYXL Shock at the top.
No.
No.
We got to do Guangzhou and Seoul on their own, and then
Yeah.
there's the next 5 teams.
5.
Put them,
Oh, and then
yeah,
you just say
all the way up
Shock
to
and
NY.
Oh,
XL
you
and
just
then
say
Shock
Shark.
and their-
Alright, okay.
I know, but I think NYXL has the potential to be better than they have been previously.
It's a gamble.
They've got all the people that they needed, that they had when they did consistently well. That from the previous
Plus
years.
upgrades.
And then they've been taking out Meko, who might have
Meko
just been
and-
carries with Green, and adding
Yeah.
in Hotba.
They took out,
I
yeah,
think they've got the potential.
and the
to just
new
be-
off support.
Yeah, And I mean, the other thing
main
is they
sport
always
even.
struggled in. I mean, this doesn't actually affect their end of rankings and what we're discussing, but they've essentially always choked when it comes to
Playoffs.
like playoffs and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But I think like
The
if you
LW
add,
Blue Cuss.
yeah, I think you add Hotbo and say, okay, instead of being this slower team, maybe let's sometimes try and be more aggressive, which I think is
That's
why you
what I
add
was
Hotbo for Mecho.
thinking, right?
I think that makes them
Obviously,
better.
NYXL was always a reactive team. They always
sure.
like were more defensive. But with the new additions, Hotba and Who Are You, they can completely, because obviously last season they were getting rolled over by these aggressive teams, right? But this season they have the chance to play aggressive back with, because Who Are You is known as an aggressive player. And that's why everyone was like, we're champion when he got picked up.
Super aggressive off tank.
Yeah, and everyone was weird championing it when he got picked up. But I think they can have two different rosters, a passive roster, and then they have the aggressive roster.
Oh, I don't know. That's
Depending on who they sub in.
shit from the middle of last season. I'm not sure about that, but
Well, yeah. Say you want to play, you play Mano, Jonak, Animo, Sabiobi, Libro,
sure.
and Bianca, and then your other roster would just be, Who Are You, Nene.
Oh no,
Jonak,
that's the thing.
Mano.
I want Sabiolbi in more consistently than last season. They always perform better with Sabiolbi in, almost always. Just
Well, yeah,
because I
he's the
think
leader,
a
isn't he?
massive leader, and I think you can honestly say Nene is better on some hit scan than Sabiolbi.
Maybe-
I kind of don't care. I still just want
Yeah.
Sabiolbi there.
Maybe it's maybe Sabiobi comes in with Who Are You as the DPS duo,
Maybe.
and
I mean,
then
instead of-
he coaches, he leader roles him.
Instead of looking at it like two different rosters in terms of like passive and aggressive roster, you could also just look at it as like being more or less aggressive depending on meta and what hero is
Yeah.
available at. Which they have.
Do you think they're gonna? I feel like obviously last season when Vancouver Titans came in, they Twilight and Haxal played the Nano Blade, and I feel like that because Jonak and Who Are You is known as a Genji player, right?
Yeah.
So are they just gonna tighten it? They're gonna go Titans mode and just play Genji
for when it's viable
for fucks on Temple.
I think Genji was it was leaked from the latest Dallas update video.
Doe was playing it, wasn't
Yeah, Doe was playing
So,
Genji
no.
against. I can't remember what team it was. I can't remember. But yeah, possibly. Who knows what the meta is going to be? Or
Yeah.
it's going to change every 6 weeks, right? So
it? Mm-hmm.
I just think they have a higher cap
Well, yeah.
than last year. And San
So
Fran
are we
obviously
doing these
hasn't
tiers
got-
still?
San Fran hasn't got worse. For sure.
I'd argue they got better.
Really?
They've had more time to obviously they built that team last year and they rolled throughout the whole year and they haven't made any changes. They haven't ruined the core. They've added what's his name, Ans.
And
but-
is it gonna play?
I don't think he's going to play, but in the situation he does play, he's a hit scan god. He's an incredible Widowmaker. The links are off the roster.
Yeah.
Would you? Or maybe like Junkertown. Maybe play like Striker and.
Proven. I don't know.
I wouldn't even hate that. Striker and on Junkertown, double sniper. Imagine that.
Sniper comes up, possibly.
Hanzo and Widow.
I was going to say something, but I've completely forgotten what.
So what are we doing with these tiers? Are we doing?
Oh, I was going to say, how well does? I mean, okay, no, it's a hard argument.
I figured out. I figured out. Okay.
No,
We're gonna put Vancouver in their own tier. No, we have to because Vancouver has the potential to be second if they work. So put them in their own tier as like we don't know what's gonna happen to them. We have to because otherwise like.
I don't think Vancouver does have a second potential. I think Atlanta's more likely to clinch second from NYXL than Vancouver. is.
Well, they could be anywhere from 6th to 3rd, I'd say.
Sure, which means they're in the thing with Philly and Shanghai at least, and then we're saying Atlanta.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah, I think those 4 teams. Just clock in those 4 teams and then have
That's actually
NYXL.
what we said ages ago, and we've just talked ourselves all the way around until we came back to agreeing with ourselves.
We're trying to overanalyze it.
That's fine.
Get
The only thing I was going to say is like, of course, San Fran still wins pretty much all their games stage 4 last year just because of how insane their teamwork is. But I think they do get worse if you remove Doom.
Do you?
A little bit, yeah. I think if you switch out Doom for someone else that Sinatra or someone else has to play instead, I think they get slightly worse. I think Sinatra's ability to be amazing on Doom helps them quite a bit. Stage 4 and playoffs.
I mean, Sinatra basically carried the whole year. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he did.
Sure.
I agree with you.
But that's because that's basically on 2 heroes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think maybe they do get worse if the meta shifts, like to something maybe Sinatra can't be played
I'm
in.
not going to say they're worse. Like they don't drop barely at all. But is it enough for NYXL
Like, if
to
it-
catch up? Maybe.
If it does become Hanzo made, I don't see Sinatra playing at all because they have better Hanzo and May players.
No, he shouldn't. I don't think Sinatra plays anywhere near as consistently this year. Shouldn't do.
No.
We've constantly
So yeah,
things
Shock and
constantly changing.
NYXL.
I just see.
I think that's the top tier.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I've just changed the
Mhm.
horizontal line. I need a gold
Nice.
tier. That's
Nice.
that'll be-
Power rankings completed. Easy clap.
That's it. Go on then.
Power
Now we
rankings.
get to the
Lead them, mate.
Zenk question.
Oh, here we go.
There's a
The
Zenk
Zenk
question.
Questions, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm your host, Zenk. Let's roll with these questions. Okay. Got sick. Okay. Who do you think was the best, like, single transfer? Who do you think, like, yeah, basically that?
Single transfer of this season.
Well, obviously,
There's loads of players.
When you say transfer, do you mean pickups or transfer as well?
obviously, the biggest signing, like,
Okay.
a player moving from either contenders or a different team.
Made the
Doesn't
biggest
matter.
potential difference to that team.
Yeah.
Do come to mind, but I don't want to say 2 because I feel like I might be stealing someone. You
Profit and
go first.
gesture.
No,
That's what I'm thinking.
That's not actually
That's
I
what
was
I'm thinking.
saying.
I think that's such a huge move for Sol. They have an identity now.
I can see
Profit
that.
and gesture can lead them.
Their
Sol was a bit-
identity of London Spitfire.
I mean, yeah, true, but I mean, is that so
Rips
bad?
mask off. Wait a minute, Sol was London
Literally.
Spitfire all along. Yeah, a little bit. But...
Yeah, but I feel like obviously that Sol haven't had a great 2 first years, kind of underperforming a bit. I think this could be like the season that they finally find their identity and sort of like
Yeah, but
actually
no J
doing something.
hands. Identity gone. Ripped.
Come on, man. He took the paycheck and went to Vancouver.
Vancouver versus Seoul in week whenever that happens. Vancouver subbing Jae Hong? Nani?
I wouldn't be surprised. And Fisher. I just realised, doesn't Fisher play against
his old team.
his old team, LA Gladiators? Was his first match? I swear that's been.
Yeah, there's something like Gladiators play against Fisher in the first game of the season every
That's
season.
crazy.
Every season they've played against him in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
That's only 2.
So
Bear it in mind.
yeah.
2.
Who do you think was the best transfer in your opinion? Wait for your answers now. I've answered. I've said
I'm
Profit and
between
gesture.
2,
That's a
so-
duo.
I'm happy to go last at the risk of stealing
Alright.
someone.
Hey, you can go if you want it.
Okay,
so-
I'm between Fletter and Hotber.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Yeah, I don't even hate that.
I think Fletter.
I think Flatter
because
is. I think I'd
kills
choose
absolutely everything
Hotber
with
over
Shankar.
Flatter in that sense.
And I think
Because Hotber comes in as like a pillar, but Flatter's just there to back up Ding and DM, who are already amazing.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I just think Hotber could be essentially the key to unlocking the tiny bit of potential NYXL had left to squeeze out.
I've also got that written here. Flatter to Shanghai is
But
was
I
my
might be
second
joining
choice.
someone's by saying 2. So I'll say,
No,
Hotber. I'll say Hotber, honestly.
Gulshan, who do you think?
You did. Mine was Flair, but I put down
See?
Gamsu as
I
well.
gave you the
See,
opportunity. That's when
I've got 2. I've got Flatter and Gamsu moving over.
Oh, yeah,
But-
You
Gamsu's
think-
actually, I like that.
That's
Yeah,
a good.
so-
Yeah, I think Dallas's problem was OG mentally cracking halfway through the year, and
Mhm.
Gamsu. I don't
Yeah,
think there's any
just-
risk of that happening to him.
I mean, the other problem for Dallas last year was their guest lineup was all over. Sure.
Jimmy, what about you? You gonna say alarm? Yeah,
AKM is a sick Genji.
No,
Chipser.
I think that you might think it's a rogue decision.
Uh-oh, hold up.
But in the
on.
sense that they would have been a lot worse off without this player if they hadn't got him.
Mm-hmm.
in sense of both team performance and identity.
Okay.
I think
Definitely.
Shawfall is quite a big
Shh.
pickup
Oh,
in the sense that they
I can smell the
He-
flames from here.
I see what you're saying.
That's a spicy take. Holy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like Shuffle was 100% of the playtime.
Yo,
And then
who-
just gonna.
who's calling on that team? Is it Shawfall?
I don't,
Calix?
I don't think
Or
it would be
Nevix.
sure for.
Probably no. I
Maybe
don't know. I
Yeah, but then
like,
when you
he's
sub
not
in,
going to be.
then when you
knows?
sub in Kareev, then what happened?
Mhm.
Oh god.
I'm in no way saying that he's going to be like MVP. He's going to absolutely hard carry them, but I feel
No.
like they'd be
Yeah.
absolute dog trash. And I think he brings in a
mean,
lot
yeah.
of fans as well for them.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah.
Canadians
no,
playing for Toronto. Feels
As
good.
a what probably like we've agreed they're going to be a bottom tier team. As like
Mhm.
someone that we have agreed is going to be bottom tier team, I think that like Toronto doing what they've done signings wise, probably about the best thing they could have done.
Yeah.
In terms of creating a team identity
Alright.
and fans and what.
My next question is the polar opposite. Who do you think? What do you think was? Right here. Which transfer did you think was the most weird champ / Pepega?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, come on. I'll-
I have a
Oh.
feeling I know what people are going to say.
I haven't got one down, so that's so
I'm trying to
yeah, I
think
couldn't think
what
of
weird
anyone.
transfers happened.
Yeah, so it's-
I mean, I
Oh,
can think
actually,
of. I've got the most obvious one. Who wants to take it though?
Say chips are right now. I swear to God. I've actually wrote chips down. Like that's.
There's
mine.
not much point discussing it because we know their reasoning. But yeah, chips
Yeah.
are right.
My what I have to say on it is, Doom doesn't look like he's going to come back into the meta anytime soon, right? And his Hanzo he may be working on them, right? But is there any world where he's better at anything other than Doom than Carpe, EQO, Hesu, and Ivy? And
No.
ever?
No, there's not a chance.
No. So I don't understand.
I mean, he was making the argument the other
It's
day that
the
he's
same
not.
reason of why the Houston Outlaws signed Spree. He's just a one trick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
but
Hero Pools is
That's
just
not.
like Hero Pools might punish one tricks and also might allow one tricks to come into the meta more.
Yeah.
depending on- so who knows?
What do you guys think? Any other Pepega
Other than
transfers?
chips.
I think
Fearless is
Blase's
not.
a weird.
Oh yeah, the Blase
Pick up
hydration
Fearless.
situation. I mean, Fearless isn't a
Oh, yeah.
Pega one, but he might just not play at all, right? They might just go stand one
Yeah.
entire season.
Unless they split playtime,
Like there must have been a better.
or maybe they play Fearless as like a monkey one trick if they
Yeah,
never
sure.
need to play dive, or maybe like Gibraltar or something.
Sure, yeah. There's got to have been someone better out there. Fearless.
Yeah.
There had to have been.
Bumper,
Oh yeah, Kaiser. I don't know.
Kaiser, Bumper, Alpha. So many.
There's a few.
Incredible
But I
talent.
would take over Fearless. I think if you're looking for someone to back up
Yeah.
or potentially replace Stand One. But I'm
Okay,
okay with that.
moving on. My next question: who do you think signed a future star? Like, who do you think in like a year or two, someone that was signed this season, like a rookie, will become the face of their team, basically? Well, not the face of the team, but like a big part of it.
Hisu.
Hisu. That is a great pick. Anyone else? Anyone chime in?
I've got two again. Sparkle is an obvious one, right?
Obvious, yeah.
Mm.
If he
Yeah.
meant
You
if
say
he
Hamilton
stays
as
with
well?
Paris. No, I was going to say Coldest is a.
Coldest.
But I think he wouldn't be the face of. The Chengdu. No. who-
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hangzhou.
Hangzhou.
Sorry, Spark.
Spark. Yeah, the same team.
Could
yeah.
you-
I don't
could
think
you
he'd be.
say
I don't think
leave?
he'd become the face of Hangzhou. I think Coldest would prove himself on Hangzhou and go somewhere else to be the face of that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Could you say leave? Because obviously leave
oh
was
yeah,
signed.
sure, yeah.
Leave was signed last season, so does he count as a rookie? He only just turned 18 though, so I guess. It's
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Really?
yeah.
I
I
had
think-
Hisu down as well, but it's
Yeah.
So
I think Who Are You as well. Who Are You is gonna
Oh yeah, could be.
be great for Mike. So
Sure. Or could blow up
Mhm.
if
What
we
is this,
believe.
2016?
Yeah,
who are you? Up and coming.
literally.
I heard Shadowburn's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think is the most overrated team?
Oh. In
In
our
our power
rankings
ranking, in our
slash
power
In-
rankings,
in-
or
Just by the general public, Twitter, Reddit.
oh, I'd say Houston.
Fuck's
mean,
sake,
Houston-
All roads lead to
All
Houston.
roads lead to Houston. The general public slash Houston's absolute fanboy army
Mm-hmm.
have
I agree.
clapped at every single signing, and just
I
I
have
think
Houston as
they
well.
have. I'm because like it's no one's saying Houston's going to be like sixth. I think having them even above
Acceptable
15th is like a question. I don't know. Bren came out with his rankings today
Yeah.
and had Houston at 10th or something, based on a load of metrics. He's kind of justified all his rankings with like some insane metrics that he'd all put together and like came up with like an accumulative score. But I'm saying Houston overrated the most.
Okay.
I mean, Hangzhou would be my other bet, but who knows?
Yeah.
They could fall.
Yeah. Anything else? Or is everyone going to agree
I
with
left mine blank. I couldn't think of more.
All roads lead to Houston. Everyone agrees.
all roads lead to Houston? I'll
Yeah.
agree. I'm down with Houston. On the other side, most underrated team, a team that could pop the fuck off, basically.
Oh,
I have
Yeah,
two.
I put
Florida.
down London and Vancouver. Like,
I have
also
three, actually.
London. I could.
you don't know.
I have London, Florida, and then Shanghai. I don't. Obviously, people are rating them very high, but I don't think people are like actually like considering the fact that they could be like pushing top three. People are kind of like looking past them. I think writing them off as a weaker team.
how about Houston? Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'd say Florida. Florida would be mine.
All right. Next question is who? These are predictions, right? MVP prediction. Who do you think is going to get the MVP? MVP. Well, I'll say mine first to give you guys a bit of time to think. Because that's quite a hard question. I think if Shock perform as well as they did last season, I think Troy might be getting MVP this year. What are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
It's
What's
just the
wrong
way
with
you
that?
said it. It's just the way you
No,
said it.
Troy is-
I don't disagree.
Assuming that Shock dominates the league again and Diva comes back, imagine. I don't think there's. I don't know. I think Troy will get MVP.
you can
if-
say
if-
anyone and Shock.
I mean, can you?
Are we saying most likely to get MVP or like most left field MVP? Most likely.
Most likely to get MVP.
Alright.
Who's your prediction to get MVP?
Who was
I'm saying
MVP
Troy.
season one? MVP season one was Jonah,
Jonah,
right?
Jonak. It was
And then
Jonak and
Sinatra.
Sinatra. Yeah.
See, it's weird because we don't entirely know.
You don't want to say another Shock player, do you? But I think.
No,
Troy.
but it means we don't entirely know what the criteria for MVP are. Okay, so most valuable player, sure, and Jonak was probably that in season one, so fine. But like, does MVP most likely go to the team that is just
Dominates.
because the
most.
problem was
Yeah.
season one we didn't have a consistently strong one team, right? Like NYXL were amazing all throughout the regular season and fell apart in
Mhm.
every playoffs, right? So season one you didn't actually
Yeah.
have this is the best team in all scenarios, whereas season two that was just Shock at every point, right? With the small Vancouver spattered throughout it. So it's like season three, if we have Shock be well, there's no playoffs, is there, I suppose? But playoffs at the end of the season as well. But then
There's a mid-season tournament, isn't there?
there is mid-season, yeah, but how much weight teams are going to put into that is yet to be decided. Some teams might just decide that that's not worth anything.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say that Shock comes number one through regular season and then proves themselves at every tournament possibility, you sort of have to give it to Shock. Or
Yes, so
Okay.
that's the method I followed.
yeah, so I'd be inclined to agree in terms of a most likely. The only way that I see it being anything different is, I mean, would they give Jonak it again if he just returns to full?
Maybe.
Mm,
But what
yes.
do? They just make another skin for him?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not, right? But maybe. Like, if NYXL just have a consistently good season, they're not going to choke in playoffs because it's a new team and there isn't playoffs. And then, I don't know, and Jonak
Mhm.
just proves himself to be consistently good. I mean, Atlanta is maybe the discussion point.
I was about to say,
Maybe,
what
yeah.
about Atlanta or Dragons? What about any players from that?
Or Titans. Fucking Fissure comes in, and
I said Fisher.
if
originally.
Titans do
if-
consistently well and Fissure doesn't blow up, get MVP. But then
Maybe.
is Fissure even going to
Um,
be? Is Fissure even going to be the MVP of Titans if Titans do well? Probably not, right? Like
I'd give it the Hacksaw.
like in the current like in the
But
current
that's just me.
in the metas that we can expect to see in 2-2-2, I don't think main tanks are gonna be getting MVPs unless you're Armeng, and then of course you deserve it. But other than Armeng,
Oh yeah, of course. Chad champion champ.
yeah.
That was sick alliteration, don't I? But yeah, that's all I've got for the questions.
Well, I had the one more then. Being the Chad
Go.
Champions podcast, Armeng was possibly the biggest Chad of last year. Pretty
Mhm.
undebatably.
Oh, here we go.
So I'm going to say you can't say Armeng again this year.
Okay.
Who's
so
the
it's kind of like an MVP.
sure, but
Champion
big?
twice in a
It's
row.
not even MVP. It's just who has the ability to just slap their penis on the table when it comes
Fisher.
down to it the most.
Fisher.
I'm
I'm
Fisher.
saying Fisher.
If Fisher comes in right out of retirement, comes back, claps everyone.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, and then he takes Vancouver all the way to the top, and Vancouver win the league. GG. That's what happens. That's my prediction. Forget the power rankings. Forget everything else.
Sure. No, he has quite a lot.
Vancouver win.
He's exuding a lot of Chad energy. It's hard to deny.
Yeah, especially wearing that bumper jacket. Ooh, beef.
Yeah. Jimmy?
Beef in the locker room.
It's quite clearly going to be a main tank, possibly a main support.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like they're the two like chaddiest of all.
They're the
roles.
Chaddiest roles. Yeah.
Mhm.
Chad.
Like
How many times do you think we've said Chad in this podcast?
Not enough. Probably not enough.
Stonk, stonks. Chad.
Houston.
and
Rude.
usually
Boomer?
the Chad is reserved for the Wrecking Ball / the Reinhardt play.
Sure.
I guess
Physically, that is true.
Nah.
You don't really get many Chad Winstons.
What do you mean?
Reinforced.
Miro? Hello?
Not Chad. The toothpick of a man.
He's not a Chad, he's a Tim.
Oh,
You know?
I-
Timothy.
Gator?
That's the polar
Gator
opposite of Chad.
or Hawk?
Ooh. That's a hot take.
Only if they clearly take on the energy that Brain had as a team last year. Especially towards the end of last year.
That's
towards-
Fran energy.
Not even that, it's that Baby Bay energy.
Oh no.
If they take that
Andre
energy on as a team,
doing his dancing.
like
Zap.
yeah, if as a team they all collectively decide we're just going to go out there murderful, and they go into every game with that match, and Dogman's harassing people across the stage, and like Gator
Mhm.
and Hawk take that on, maybe them. I mean, Super would be the other one if he
Oh, yeah.
gets to play
I
and the
think
meta
he-
comes around. But
I feel like I don't think we can just assign. Well, obviously, can. I think we have to have a subdivision. So it'll be there's a few Chads, right? And then there's the Yotta Chad, and then that
Sure.
Yotta Chad gets the award. So last year it was Amang, but there was a few Chads, like Bumper, for example.
sure. Can I give you my left wing Chad prediction? Way
Go on.
out of left. Gig.
That man is the most serious person I've ever seen. Don't even talk about Gig.
But
Teabag
just
Super.
the jawline, dude.
True.
Only
True.
like I don't see
Wait.
Valiant doing consistently well, but if when they do well, Gig is chadding it up.
Giga
Then-
Chad.
Exactly right. I don't see him being more
Wait.
Chad than all the other people we've named, but I think he's going to be the most Chad out of the bottom tier teams. How about that?
You're not. Yeah. I'll give you that one.
All right. Is that it? Gulshan.
I think that's it.
Yes.
Any last notes from you, Gulshan?
Gulshan, do you
No,
have anything else to
that's
talk
it.
about?